Good evening. It's Sunday, 9 p.m. and we're back. It's the Parliament. Stocky, how's it going? You good?
Yeah, all good, mate. I've had a nice weekend of doing some retro football gaming.
Oh, nice. What was it this weekend?
I went a Championship Manager 2001.
Yes,
Doing
true.
that West Ham spotlight the other week got me feeling very nostalgic.
True football geekery going on there. Got to love it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Got to love it. And for the first time in a while, the Parliament is full. We'll go from left to right. Jack, jet setting Jack. How's it been, mate? You good?
The best nickname I've ever had, and I've had some truly appalling ones. Yeah, all good. Yeah, glad to be back, especially the full Parliament. So yeah, great.
Good to have you back, sir. Samir, you all good this week?
Yes, all good. I think that's my favourite saying now, just for the last few podcasts. It's all good. Yeah, ready.
It's like me with my right as we're moving on.
Yeah, we spoke about that. None of that this week.
I'll try not to. And last but by no means least, John, are you back with us from some of us hearing you and some of us not? Are you fully with us again this week?
I hope so. How's everyone doing? Yeah, good. Like little sound testing 1, 2. All good. That's all right. We're not too bad.
Yeah, coming
no sales.
Loud and clear.
Brilliant.
Sorry, who said that? I'm like the Chris Kamara of the pod. I'm like, what?
I don't know, Jeff.
Has he?
Quality. As always, we'll start with the done deals as it is summer. I don't think there's an awful lot to talk about this week. I'll roll straight into you stocks because I know for a fact that you have completed the signing of Kyle Walker-Peters. How are you feeling about that?
Do you know what? I'm not sure we particularly need it. It screams of a Sullivan doing a Sullivan because we've chased him for loads of windows, and we were getting back fees that we didn't want to pay, and quite rightly, Southampton wanted a price. We didn't want to pay the price. That's fair enough. But we've got Wan-Bissaka right wing back. We just paid around 20 odd million, I think a bit more after add-ons, from this lad called Diouf, who we got from Slavia Prague, who looks lively from what I've seen. Why would we buy Walker-Peters, who's going to be on a chunk of wage? I know he's come as a free transfer, but usually that means they have higher wages. Unless there's like a tactical jig that I'm not sure about, but I don't see how you fit 3 wing-backs into any side you want to play. So there's an argument for squad depth, but we're West Ham. We've got league games and we usually go out of cups early. So
Don't you think he might verge onto a back three and maybe have Wan-Bissaka as one of the right centre back?
Sort of Kyle Walkering him off.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's a possibility. Would that nullify what Wan-Bissaka was really good at last year? Oh, I thought pound for pound was probably one of the better sign-ins. At 15 mil, I thought it was like excellent value. And I usually own anything over like 5.
Yeah.
So, but maybe he'll play the other lad we signed, Diouf. Maybe he might play him further forward because he does look a bit nippy and a bit tricky. Obviously, I'm sure he'll be tested more defensively than he was in Prague. So perhaps he might play more of a winger and then Walker-Peters at left wing back. But initially I was like, And I don't know how John feels, but I'm not sure he's always as great as he's made out to be because I saw him phone a couple of performances against West Ham this year that didn't exactly enamor me to him.
Yeah, there's a few players that will be on that list in a Southampton shirt this year. But I think one thing that he might provide usefulness for is I know in January there's AFCON, and I think at that point Diouf would go away. Now I would imagine that seems like a very large solution to a very short-term problem, but I would imagine that he's going to get some game time during that, and he'd probably fill in for Diouf in that period. I mean, I actually think he was one of our better players over the last couple of years. But I mean, at championship level, he was a cheat code. There was no way he should have been playing as far down as that. I agree that I think he's going to be on a hefty wedge. I can't imagine it's particularly when he's come in on a free. I can't imagine his wages will be cost effective. Maybe like when you're looking at West Ham's budget. I really think it depends how you're willing to deploy him because we at times are almost playing him a little bit like Mitch said, sort of like further forward, like with a back three, like further behind. If you're looking to do that, there's an effective player there. Yeah, I can't see you guys doing that, to be honest. Like you said, just because of the strengths that sort of Wan-Bissaka had last season, I'm not sure that's where he played. But
Turkish club, and it sounds like he backed out last minute.
Yeah, that's the impression we got was very much that because I can't. They did release a statement. Was it Besiktas? I think he was going to, and they released a statement that was pretty much like the deal's off effectively because the players walked away from it, not because we backed out of it. So yeah,
that West Ham pull, isn't it?
Likely it is though. He's got a chance to move back to London. He's probably quite happy with that, isn't he, sir?
Yeah, West Ham came last minute, and he was just like, "Yeah, there's no way I want to leave." I don't think he probably had too many options in the UK up until West Ham came in, and then he just.
I think Everton were the only one that I heard that was tangible.
Yeah,
he'd been a great signing for them, though. To be honest,
he would have been. Yeah. I think in terms of him getting to
quite
play,
a few though, to be fair, because I would have took him at Newcastle.
Yeah, I think he's quite versatile. So, like, he can play across the back three. He can play in the free. No, like on the left side. I'm sure he's played there for you, John. If I remember.
Oh no, he did quite a lot. I think it was quite funny because he had like one of the seasons of his lives, and then at the start of the next season, Livramento came through. And so I imagine if he went to Newcastle, he just had PTSD seeing him again at the training ground. So, oh, no, I'm on the left again. You know, like it's sort of like, but he always seemed to get farmed out to the left. In fact, like there was quite a lot of talk like amongst the Saints fans where like there were points where it was like, have we ever just thought of just signing a left back? Yeah, that might just be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's a good signing personally for me. I think that's a good one.
With I'd say my problem with it, he's not that bad a player. I'm not saying that. It's just that we have to improve in so many departments.
Yeah.
Would it be better spent elsewhere? But time will tell. Well, someone will probably get injured at some point, knowing us.
Yeah, true. And from what I can see, that looks to be one of the only done deals we've seen this week. The only other one I can see that I'm definite on is Sean Longstaff going to Leeds, which I think is a fantastic signing for them. Yeah. When he gets a run of games and he's fully fit and he's playing week in, week out, he is a very, very good Premier League midfielder for me. The reason I was only happy to see him go is he's not very good playing 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, because he's just off the pace too much.
Before we come on, I saw a picture of Rashford at Barcelona's offices. My God, how has he worked that? Hansi Flick must really have a thing for him.
I actually think he'll do right out there.
It's been rumoured that for 18, 24 months. I remember even in the local Manchester press about even before he went to Villa. So we're talking back end of last year. I was just reading an article and it just literally said Rashford's preference is still Barcelona though, and I was like, why does everyone keep fucking saying this? What do you mean his preference is well? Yeah, it's still mine. Like,
just for the record, if I put my boots back on, my preference is for Barcelona because that seems to work.
Well, I'll do Boca Juniors just for a few games. Yeah, I'll pop off there for a bit. Yeah, just so it's always been spoken about and seemingly quite obvious and evident. So yeah, it wasn't really. It is a shock, but it's a great option for him to have. But Villa said no to him, right?
I think so. Just because of the money-wise, it didn't fit for them. Where they
they basically just not doable, didn't they? So that,
yeah.
So to have that backup option, it seems.
Imagine that. Yeah, I want to stay in the Prem, but if I can't, I'll go to Barcelona.
Yeah.
I reckon if Villa did have the money for it, they would have gone all out for Rashford and probably would have sold Ollie Watkins for having a player like Rashford. I think that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd rather keep Watkins, but yeah, they probably would have done that looking on what they did last season.
Yeah.
But it's a good move for Rashford. We've got World Cup coming up next summer.
Great move for Rashford.
I really hope it reinvigorates him because although I'm skeptical of it because his performances here have been patchy. Hansi Flick done great stuff with Barcelona this year, and I'm sure he'll do the same with Rashford. Yeah. And I think he really wants it. I read that he's Barca are paying his full wages for the year, but he's cut them 30%. He's taken the cut to do it, and I think I saw a really cheap buy clause at the end of it if Barcelona want it. When I say really cheap, compared to what numbers were touted for him a few years ago. So I did read 30 million euros.
Oh, so is the poor guy only on 250 grand a week now then?
Yeah.
Slumming Can we get an official GoFundMe going? He fed the kids in Manchester. We can feed him now. I'll pitch his primary schools and ask them to chip in for it.
Send him a box of turkey Twizzlers out to Barca,
No, I'd pay cash for them. No dramas, turkey Twizzlers.
Oh my, yeah. McCain smiley faces, but we're off to the races.
But no, it's great signing. I mean, why the fuck would you not want to go to Barcelona just to experience the life of that? And also realistically, what are you? 2 hours by jet and you're home. It's just. It's great signing for him. So his brother's an absolute cunt, so I'll be interested to see if he moves over as well, because he's a prick, a proper one.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few stories about him. To be fair,
yeah, like Trent's brother, Wrongen.
Yeah,
all bad Wrongens. So it'll be interesting if he goes over there. So it's a great sign. I think he'll do really well over there. I mean, will he start? Will he start game in, game out?
I don't know who normally plays on the left for Barca. I was trying to figure this out the other day, and I just couldn't figure it out.
It's kind of Rafinha starts on the left. Well, so
you'd be bonkers to drop him in any at the moment.
He had an amazing season.
I mean, where does he play?
Nah, he's on the right.
He's on the right.
So unless they play a 4-2-3-1 and one of Yamal or Rafinha plays in the 10, he's going to struggle to get in the team because through the middle they've still got Lewandowski, so he's not going to really play 9.
Is getting. I mean, appears to be almost playing 1 in 2 games, but towards the end of the season anyway, he was in and out because of injury. But that's a change of style, though, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
You can't just have Yamal pinging it in from right and Thingy from the left and Lewandowski in the middle knocking it in, can you? It's a total change of style. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But as a front three, if you go for an attacking front three, Yamal, Rafinha and Rashford,
On paper, yeah.
Imagine losing that ball in midfield, you just be like, fuck.
You'd imagine the three of them would interchange a lot as well. I don't necessarily think you'd be married to one particular position, would they?
No, for sure.
It'd be very, very fluid.
You are then saying you instantly start every single game with 3 less defensive, remotely close to tracking back defensive players. Excluding your keeper, you are starting with maximum 7 players that will do anything defensive for you at all, or win a header for you in the box.
Yeah,
but they are 6, so who cares?
Yeah, they are a very good, very, very good side. So, what else? I don't actually think there is any other dumb deals. There's quite a lot on the rumour mill from what I've heard. Obviously, Ekitike, who was heavily linked to Newcastle last week, is now pretty much done to Liverpool.
Any flights booked, Mitch? I know
haven't been on
Newcastle
Newcastle flat watch this week. No, everybody's all a bit depressed after Ekitike going to Liverpool and getting absolutely hammered by Celtic yesterday. So I think no one's.
Have you not just cut a deal with Liverpool for that?
Don't know. They came to us and said how much for Whufc, and we said he's not for sale, and then they just turned and went and got Ekitike by the looks of it.
Yeah, but what does that matter in football? If a team like Liverpool asks for your player and you say he's not for sale, and you go, okay, that's great, but if he was for sale, how much would you take?
Well, I think we did the same thing as what we did to Man City. So Man City came in for Livramento and offered, I think it was 65, and they turned around and said, add another 100 million and we'll talk about it.
Wow.
Apparently Liverpool came in with 120 and we probably told them exactly the same thing.
Jeez.
You truly believe that in your heart of hearts, though?
Yeah. Isak is our chairman's favourite player. He said at the end of the season openly, he is the one player at the club that is categorically not for sale. He's my favourite player.
But then what happens if the player's nose is out of joint there and then he starts getting off? You're like...
I don't know. Then we have a little bit of a problem and we have to make a solution to it there and then. But again, all things that have been said is Isak has no dramas or qualms about staying at Newcastle next season. So,
yeah, I mean, I believe that. But I reckon if Liverpool came with 130, would you have accepted?
No. They're going to pay 90 for Ekitike. Why are we accepting 40 million more for Isak? He's twice the player.
I'm happy with Liverpool, by the way. They stopped you from having the best attack in the Premier League, I'd say, if Ekitike went to you. So I'm
potentially. I like Ekitike as a player. I like his profile, but I genuinely don't think he's that great at the minute. You're buying a ceiling. I don't think you're buying a ready-made thing with Ekitike. I see him more of a Gakpo than anything. He's a Gakpo-esque type of player right now, but he has a ceiling to get close to where Isak is.
Yeah, still young, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think other transfer-wise, I think there's João Palhinha's apparently available from Bayern Munich. It sounds like North London might go have a little scrap over him, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good signing for either one, but...
He'd be a good signing for everybody in the Premier League, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but we don't. I don't think we need him at the moment. Especially not in the centre.
Have you really got that good of a ball winner that can play 6 as well? Yeah, he's more of a Thomas Partey replacement than Zubamendi is.
Yeah, but not in terms of controlling the game.
I think you're underestimating Paulinho a little bit.
Nah, not in terms of controlling the game. The guy's a good tackler, and that's pretty much it. Paulinho combines the two quite well, whereas Zubamendi controls the game really well. He's not a great ball winner, whereas Paulinho's as close to Partey as you're going to get. He's okay. He's okay. His numbers when it comes to tackles were quite good.
He's solid for a yellow card.
Another midfielder.
Pardon?
What are they going to do? Just play 2-7-1 or something?
Yeah, we don't need another.
Can't buy any more midfielders. Actually, go for it.
Norgard. You want another centre mid? Nah.
Yeah, go on. Get another left back as well.
Nah, hell no. Exactly. Hell no. I don't want that headache again, man. We all know what we want, and that's it. That's all we need. I don't need another centre mid. I mean, if he was to sign, I wouldn't be like, oh shit, fuck off. Hell no. But yeah, we just don't need another centre mid. Mate, yeah, you know what? Tottenham, it would be good for Tottenham.
Tottenham need a 6.
We were talking about that the other day.
Massively.
He would be a good signing for Tottenham.
Massively need a 6. I would hate it if he went to Tottenham.
I think so too. I think that would change a lot.
Yeah, same. I think that moves the needle for them more than any of the other signings they've made or rumoured to make. It solidifies them a lot more, whereas the others don't. They're the same side. They're good going forward, pretty crap going back because they haven't got anybody in front of the back four.
And if rumours are to be believed, he wouldn't actually cost them that much either, because they're talking about Bayern are willing to look at 25 to 35 million euro, which for what Tottenham need, that is pittance, really. In all honesty.
And the fact that John spoke about it is definitely going to happen now.
What have I missed?
Mad Wicked. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
You know what? That being said,
I had to bring it up. Huh?
That's genuinely a mate of mine. He seems to be quite in the know. He's got a fairly decent Chelsea Twitter account, and he came to me with the Madueke stuff in like May, and I just laughed at him. I was like, bro, that was never happening, you know. And it's like, oh, okay. Walker Peters to West Ham. He told me about sort of earlier in the week as well. It was like, oh, okay. Like he seems to have a few little people that knows bits and bobs here. So if I get anything from him, I'll be sure to pass it on.
No. Unless it's Mbappe to Arsenal, no.
That's clearly never going to happen to me.
So we want to hear from John. No. Oh god.
I've got a what do you call it? I've got a Turkey update on John Duran already.
Okay.
Have you heard that he's already fallen out of Mourinho?
Oh yeah, but I did see a little comment that Mourinho said something about him not turning up to training or turning up late to training or something.
He's been rocking up late to training like ever since he got there. So mate, like this is clearly a case of like this guy's talent does not necessarily outweigh his petulance. It's like at 21 to have already had the kind of career trajectory he's had. He should be playing at a much better level than he currently is. It's clearly his attitude that's holding him back.
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely quality as well.
Yeah.
He's got a touch of the Balotellis about him before he's actually done anything in football.
Yeah.
Yes, which is quite bizarre, right?
Yeah.
You think at least try and win that league, you know, go over there and win something, but
yeah, he is a bit of a nutcase, to be fair. All right, I suppose I've done it already, Samir. Right, we might as well move on to the topic of the evening, as there's not much going on with transfers. So it is top 10s. Everybody on the panel has sent me a top 10. Doesn't necessarily all have to be on the same theme, but it's just 10 moments from your club that are either good, bad, indifferent, or memorable. Samir's in the middle, so we're going to start with Samir.
Sorry, just to clarify, has anyone done an indifferent moment? Because there are no grey areas in any.
Maybe.
No, mine aren't very indifferent. Mine's either good or terrible.
Yeah, there is no grey area whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no real indifference in mine. But right, okay, Samir, straight on to yours. Yeah. You're the only one that gave me 10 in order. So everybody else's, I've just put the pictures on. Then they're in no order whatsoever. You actually told me this is number 10, number 9, number 8. So you're the only one that has an order. So at number 10, we have this. RVP against Charlton. Why have you picked this moment?
Man. I'll never forget the day. Like literally, I was watching Sky Sports News, Gillett Soccer Saturday, and they were just. No, it wasn't even that. Actually, it was fine. I think it was final score.
Sounds like you forgot the day a little bit.
No, it was final score. But I remember watching final score, and then they were talking about how I think it was the second goal of Van Persie's. They were talking about the goal, saying Van Persie's done this. It's like one of the best goals I've ever seen. And obviously, we haven't seen it yet. And then, so we're waiting for match of the day. Watch match of the day, and we've seen like one of the best goals I've ever seen in my life. Like the way he's just flown in the air and connected with this ball, and he's like flew into the top corner. I don't know, what? How can you like see this goal, and not think this is like
it's
top
incredible.
5 goals ever?
It is incredible. It is also his second best Premier League volley, though.
Yeah, but this was first, though, isn't it? What was the one you want to talk about? The United one?
Yeah, the United one at Villa.
But he did something pretty much similar with us.
Nah, that United one at Villa is that United one at Villa is crazy.
Well, no, it was in a game that won in the league as well, wasn't it?
It's just different.
There was nowhere near this one though.
Nah, it is.
I He scored a wicked one against West Ham in the FA Cup as well. And it was on his right foot. It was outrageous.
Oh, is that
the
one from the Giggs pass? I think Giggs played it long and Van Persie hit it right foot. Yeah.
60, 70 yards. And I was like, do you know what? I walked from like Upton Park to Green Street to get a bus back to Walthamstow, me and my dad. We just wanted to be angry, but we couldn't because it was one of the best goals we've seen live. Yeah. But this one that Samir's picked, I always rated it because of his technique. Because he has to get his left foot really sort of like unnaturally high.
Yeah.
And he's got this awkward body shape, but it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at the picture. It looks so awkward. I don't know how he got so high and managed to get his left leg up that high as well.
I very nearly got the picture from the other side. So from sort of as you're looking where the fans are, there's a picture sort of looking from that angle. His body shape looks so unnatural that I was just confused of how it ended up anywhere near the goal.
Exactly.
It should have left the stadium the way his body shape was.
That's so true.
So that's the technique and the agility to get your knee over the ball to control it. Just unreal.
Yeah. I don't know who could like go over like Woodham and try train to do that goal over and over again. Like, can you imagine someone training to do? They'll break themselves.
I did it.
Do you know what?
You did it. What?
In a proper, at the risk of being like an old man yelling at a cloud, right? In 2025, I think the most hilarious thing about that whole like story was that you had to wait 6 hours to see that on Match of the Day. That would literally be within about a minute and a half. That'd be plastered all over social media at this point. It's just like, what a time we lived in, man.
I'll tell you what, I can't remember whose one it's on, but there's something on one of the clips that I took earlier, one of the screenshots that shows how different it was viewing football highlights back in the day. But when we get round to it, if no one spots it, I'll highlight it. It made me laugh. The link didn't even work anymore. That's how ancient this way of showing highlights was. But yeah, it just made me laugh earlier.
This game. I remember this game being a 3:00 kickoff, so you weren't able to watch these games back then. We didn't have the links that we have today to watch this game, so that's why I had to wait a whole 6 hours.
It was also a full blackout as well. They weren't even allowed to show highlights back then. It's only now that Sky have got their media team.
5:15 thing,
yeah. They can then show it after. I think it's a half hour after the last game finishes. I think it is.
So when you say, Mitch, when you say that it was like a link that was so old it doesn't work anymore, are we talking sort of like an Arsenal League title win here, or like?
We know the clip from this week is down straight on.
Hey, John could sense that Samir's had his top 10, so he was like, I'm just going to take a shot. In a few weeks, he's just come up and Shinobi'd you for no reason.
I don't know why I do it, Samir. I'm so sorry, man.
Your turn's coming up soon.
I know.
Quality stuff. I'm already going to say you're a dickhead for this next one, Samir, but I rate it.
Oh yeah, yours is better than mine because what I sent you originally was not.
Yeah. The pictures you sent me were like you might as well have drawn them on a potato for me. It was ridiculous. I couldn't use any of them. I actually preferred John and Jack's method of just sending me the text of what they wanted to bring up so I could find a relevant picture. You wanted you didn't. I didn't expect anybody to send me pictures, but Samir sent me loads of pictures that were about 38 kilograms, and they were all in portrait. And it was like, how does this going to work when everything has to go on in landscape?
Oh, good. I mean, I put you 2 angles as well, so it wasn't going to work. But yeah, this was another one of those having to wait for the highlights to see this. And to see this was just the biggest wow moments, honestly. It's like the skill.
We're going to have to be more descriptive, aren't we, Samir?
Say that again?
We're going to have to be more descriptive for our Spotify
listeners.
Oh, do you want me to talk through the goal?
Yeah, talk us through it.
Mate,
well, from what I remember I was on the counter and Robert Perez. Obviously, this is the goal against Dennis Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle in was it I think it's 02, 03. 02, 03.
Right, the kit, I'm going to go 02,
Yeah,
I reckon.
02, 03. Yeah.
Yeah, Dreamcast.
It's 0102.
Even 01.
Oh, so 102. All right, yeah.
0102, yeah. So
102 at St. James's Park.
March 02.
Yeah. So ball's fallen to Robert Perez. He's played it into Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp has flicked it around. I don't know who the hell it was because
Nikos Dabizas.
I'll say Mitch. No.
This is the only goal scored against Newcastle I've ever clapped in my whole life.
Yeah, that's crazy. that's crazy. Yeah, spun it around with just most ridiculous skill of all time, and just like moved the player off. He's on the floor as you can see, and and he's placed it cleanly in the bottom right. But yeah, another one of ours, probably I'd say top 5 as well. Like I don't know how everyone else felt about this goal, but this is like I think it's not spoken about enough, man. Sometimes, like when it comes to Premier League history goals, like
for me, if any other player had done this, it would have caused a lot more of a stir. And that's no disrespect to Dennis Bergkamp. It's just a very Dennis Bergkamp thing to do.
Yeah.
And it is probably one of the most unique goals you will ever see. Ever.
Yeah.
It's just mad.
I think by everyone's reaction at the time, no one was really surprised in a way. No one was like, "Oh wow, he's gonna done that." Everyone was just like you did, which is like a clap, and like yeah, it's Dennis Bergkamp in it. Like you expect things like that. Like it's magic.
But then your everyday football fan will look at it and be like, he's taken a bad touch and made the most of it.
Oh yeah. That was the thing.
Oh, there's loads of that.
Camp is like, nah, he's meant that. He's
definitely meant that, man. That was the talk of the town. Yeah,
there's loads of like hindsight football fun police that now just are like, no, it was an accident, complete fluke. He didn't mean it.
Yeah.
It's just like, mate, just get a grip. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I think it doesn't get spoke about much because Bergkamp did so many goals where you just think, oh my word.
Yeah.
So like there was the hat trick at Filbert Street. I think there was one against Sunderland where he runs facing his own goal, nicks it, does a double drag back and whips it in the top corner.
Yeah.
He just used to do this so regularly, you kind of lose track. And but it was outrageous. I remember looking at it, I'm like, with the angle that the ball's coming and he's used his instep, how's it gone like, and you used to think about it, and in the end, you just like, that's how good it is. No matter how you think about it or what you would do, you're like, how did he ever generate the spin to go that way? It's just unreal. Yeah. And it was a tidy finish too.
Yeah,
because having the strength to hold off Dabby's ass and Shay Given, it was like he's off his line like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Yeah. He wanted to stop it so bad, and Dennis Bergkamp wanted to score that so bad. You had a keeper who just wanted to say no, this can't happen, and Dennis who really wanted to score after that touch as well. So yeah, amazing goal, man.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Fully agreed. At number 8.
Yeah.
The day that Mesut Ozil signs for Arsenal.
Hey, honestly,
I was actually surprised to see this in your top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, this day was the greatest. I say deadline day signing. I think, and I know deadline days are not like the greatest, but like to sign
Whoa! I've got to challenge that statement immediately.
Go on.
Wayne Rooney was a deadline day signing.
No way! No, he wasn't. He was.
So was Dimitrov to Man United. So was Dimitrov to Man United.
Rooney was signed quite earlier. I remember that.
Even if he was, so Dimitrov to Man United was also a deadline day signing.
Compared to Mesut Ozil from Real Madrid to Arsenal. No.
Are you talking about like Samir, do you mean it as like the enormity of the actual signing, or do you mean what he then went on to do once he signed? Oh, okay.
I think
I was going to say,
I thought you meant what they went on to do after. I was about to say,
that's what I was wondering.
Cool.
No, maybe.
Cool. You're saying, I get that because it looks like you're having a trophy parade in these pictures. So
Oh, exactly.
I suppose I can allow you that.
But like these were lean times though for Arsenal, because this was the first time that you'd like banged money on someone in a while, because you'd had deadline days that were like Per Mertesacker and things like that. And it was like,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
these
I'm
were
saying.
after the lean years.
Yeah, like I'm saying, this is probably our biggest signing at the time as well. Our record signing, and yeah, it was one of them ones as well where we weren't even linked with him at all. Like right up until like the deadline day, they were like, okay, yeah, Arsenal have put in a bid for Ozil. We were just like, no way, like to sign someone that big, because like I've said this about Wenger in the past, he went all about signing big players and players that we knew that were out there, and especially from somewhere like Real Madrid and Barcelona. I don't remember too many, but yeah, like I said, one of the best there. I think everyone, like you can see in these pictures as well, everyone went crazy. I went crazy at home. Like it was one of the biggest signings in Arsenal history, I'd say.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
How does it feel to get gazumped by Colchester agreeing to release Kem Izzet, who made 400 appearances for the club? No, that's what the line says underneath the guy's head. Earlier, I just read it just now.
I'm like, who? Did you play for any of you lot? No.
By the way, speaking of deadline day signings, Rooney was on the deadline day. Suarez to Liverpool and Ashley Cole to Chelsea.
So it's not even the biggest deadline day signing involving Arsenal.
It still is. Rooney was 18. We didn't care. We didn't care.
I told you Rooney was, because we was involved. We was involved in a Rooney deal. Midday on that same day, we were signing Rooney until dickhead Duncan Ferguson got involved.
Yeah, I remember your story. I did not know that was deadline. I thought it was pretty much early. And Ashley Cole, that's a weird one for me. I didn't know he was a deadline as well. But it was because we signed Gallas.
Gave him the 10 shirt.
Yeah,
I remember that now. Yeah, I remember.
Gallas in the number 10 is wild.
Number 10. Oh.
Whoever signs that off needs sacking massively, man. That's just crazy.
We need to have talks about numbers. Numbers are big for me. We need to have talks about that in another show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what made me laugh though? Is like, I initially laughed so much when you put this slide on because I thought it was something completely different.
Yeah, the guy in the middle.
You talk about a sanctuary, get away from the background.
I thought this was about a purple instrument being waved towards the presenter. Let's just say that.
I remember him. He got hounded. He got destroyed.
Poor Ryan.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this next one, I don't know what it's about. I know the game, I know the year, I know the player. I have no idea why you've picked it.
Oh, yeah.
Talk me through why you sent me a picture of Danny Welbeck against Leicester in February 2016.
I was at that game.
Yeah.
I was sat in the Arsenal home end.
And
Is that good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, this was one of I don't know. I'd say one of the best games at the Emirates. I'd say one of the best games in the Emirates era. This was a time when we were in title race. Obviously, we didn't win it, but in this game, I think we had to beat Leicester to bring the gap down. I think it was down to about 3 points. And yeah, I remember Danny Welbeck just come back from injury. He's stepped on the pitch and he's been on the pitch for 2 minutes. Probably had one touch, and we had a free kick in I think it was, imagine there's 5 minutes added on, and this is 96 minutes, the last kick of the game. Ozil's on the free kick. He's crossed the ball into the box, and Danny Welbeck flicked it, and yeah, I remember watching my TV just going like that. So Jack was at the game. I don't know how you probably saw it, but I just remember TV shaking. I'm going crazy in my house, and yeah.
My ex was a Leicester fan.
Say that again?
My ex was a Leicester fan. So my mate, I stayed in London for the weekend, and my mate texted me saying I got you 2 tickets. So I was like, yeah, nice one. And then I went to pick them up, and I was like, oh, in the home end. Right. So yeah, so then as with everything in life, as soon as full time goes, I'm like, that was not worth missing my train back to Manchester.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Leicester win or get a point or something, I'm like, all worth it. And as soon as you scored that, I was just like, yeah, it was definitely not worth missing my train. Like spending like 80% of my entire bank balance and net worth just to get this train home. Thanks for the free tickets though. Yeah, it wasn't worth it. But then that's the year they won it though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what confused me. Like, you sent me a picture of Welbeck scoring against Leicester, who had 10 men on the day, who then went on to win the title. I was so baffled.
Yeah, no, but it was just one of them like big moments in, like, I'd say Emmerich thing. I think it's just the whole Danny Welbeck story as well. He was injured for most of the season. He's come back and he scored the goal, and it's just one of them ones I just kept watching over and over and over and over again. Because them last minute goals were just like, especially at the Emirates, was crazy.
So this being above the Bergkamp goal has just scrambled my mind. But I've just thought back that we had Bergkamp two moments ago.
And personally, it's because they're highlights, isn't it? Like, you're not. I'm looking at games that I watch live, innit?
Oh, okay.
They're highlights, innit? So it's not like it's like.
I was thinking we gave like a Steve Bold screamer as number one. Or something.
In a 2-1 defeat at Old Trafford.
To be fair, Mitch, if you're questioning things like last minute winners in games is a weird thing to put in your top 10, then mine's going to be a fucking massacre.
I will to do that, man.
I will tell you now that someone has topped you in the weirdness stakes with one of the selections. I will tell you now.
It's John.
Oh, okay. It's probably me. I think it's me. Yeah.
We'll get to that. We will get to that one. But someone's definitely topped it. Okay, next one. Number 6, 2014.
Oh, yes.
FA Cup winners.
Yeah. This was,
the last time. Well, I was going to say last time I tell.
Nah. Don't you dare go there. Don't you dare go there. This was the one that ended our 8-year of not winning anything in all competition. So I remember this. I imagine Stocks, you were there, and Mitch. I'm sure you was when we was watching at the clubhouse after the tournament.
Was this Hull?
Yeah.
Curtis scored that game.
Yeah. Remember after the tournament that I won and one player of the tournament.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Hey.
I won player of the tournament. And then man, watching this game was too much, man. We went 2-0 down, and of course our good friend Sam was there in my ear for the first goal. He's like, Samir, you're 1-0 down. There again for the second goal. It's like, yeah, Samir, you're 2-0 down.
We was all there for the Curtis Davis goal.
Yeah.
The whole clubhouse was there for the Curtis Davis goal.
It was heartbreaking. I was just like, oh shit, we've lost. Like, this is it. We're gonna go 9 years without winning anything. And then I remember Santi Cazorla scored his free kick. It was like, okay. And then I think it was Koscielny equalised, and I jumped, or I don't know, I think it was my friend Reese. I jumped on his back like we scored the winner or something, and I was just so relieved and happy. So that was 2-2, and obviously the winner in extra time with Aaron Ramsey, which like the whole clubhouse just went mad. And and then I sprinted all the way home and slid on my floor in front of my dad on both knees, just slid on the floor.
Good thing it's the same road, right? It's there.
I said again.
Good thing your house is in the same road as the clubhouse.
Yeah. I didn't run like 30 minutes. I ran about a minute or two all the way home. Yeah, slid on the floor. My floor was laminate flooring, so slid on the floor. Said it's finally over. 8 years. Yeah, we finally won a trophy again. Yeah.
And was you out for the start of next season, or like?
Pardon?
As a result, were you out of the next season as a result of the knee slide, or like? Did you execute it?
We won the year after as well. We won the year after. There was no sleeve slide there. We kept that. It was like, okay, we're used to it now. No knee slides. Yeah.
Okay. Number 5. I believe 5's similar moment.
Yeah.
0102 after the Old Trafford game. I think it was a 2-0 win, wasn't it? That secured the title.
Yeah. I wish you showed that WtOS picture. That was a big celebration for me. When Kanu jumped over WtOS, and yeah, that was a big one for me as well. Yeah, I watched this. I remember watching this live as a kid, and obviously my dad was a United fan, and yeah, so I had to keep quiet because obviously I didn't want any beatings. But inside I was screaming, just like, yes, we done it at Old Trafford. By the way, that was one of the biggest wins in our history as well, winning the league at Old Trafford, and yeah, beating them 2-0 in their backyard. And obviously, yeah, I couldn't ask my dad to take me to the trophy parade the next day because he would have just given me a quick backhand. So it weren't there. But this was, one of the biggest. Like, I think a lot of people forget about this as well, man. We've won a lot of the league at Anfield. We've won the league at Old Trafford, and won the league White Hart Lane. I'll get to that.
Yeah.
And everyone always talks about, oh yeah, you've clapped them out. Yeah, fuck that. So what? Can you imagine that the fans have gone, the home fans have gone home, and we're still there partying in my stadium? I'll boot everyone out and turn off the lights. There's no way that's happening. The lights stayed on. Like, I'm turning off the lights, and everyone's going home because there's no celebration going on in my house. No, sorry.
You know, in a really sort of like one of these things isn't like the other moment. Is that Francis Jeffers that I can see in the middle of that
that's
picture?
what I was thinking.
Bang in the middle. You spoiled it because I was going to ask Samir to name everybody in the picture.
Sorry, Gazer.
I was going to ask him to name everybody in the picture and hope that he failed.
My bad.
I thought he was either going to fail on Franny Jeffers or whoever the hell that is under Martin Keown's arm.
Definitely know who Jeffers is. That's WtOS. WtOS under Martin Keown. Ashley Cole, Patrick Vieira, Dennis. Don't know the keeper. I'm not going to try. I think that's Edu, Lauren, Kanu, Ray Parler, Seaman, and can't see.
You not know Richard Wright?
Keeper's Richard Wright. I was going to say, yeah.
No, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but none of the people who named him are Arsenal fans.
That's the only one I got wrong. That's the only one I got wrong.
Be honest, would you have got Francis Jeffers, do you reckon?
Say that again?
Would you have got Francis Jeffers, do you reckon?
Of course I would have gotten.
We'll have to take your word for that one. We'll have to take your word for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, down to number 4.
Oh, this was another one. Mitch is going to be like, you didn't go win anything, though. You didn't win the Champions League. But it's about moments, isn't it?
Hey,
it's about big
this is your top 10. I'm not going. I've shot down a couple. I'm not going to shoot them down. I'm not going to shoot them all down.
Yeah, leave me alone, man.
Got to leave some of my shots for later on.
Oh, good. Yeah. One of the best games again in Arsenal or Emirates era. This was one of the scariest games of like my life because this is the second time we faced him. Obviously, we faced him in the final, but like we're going up against Lionel Messi, and yeah, anytime that guy steps on the pitch, your heart just it skips a beat. And I remember they went 1-0 up, and I was just like, okay, fuck, we've lost. We've lost. No hope whatsoever. Like, come on, it's Lionel Messi. They're gonna kill us. And then because obviously we didn't really have the strongest team either, so it's just like, oh, all right, at least we tried. We got this far. But I remember Van Persie equalized with like, my days, the most tightest angle. If any of you can remember this game, but Van Persie's in like the most awkward angle, and I can't explain that. And he's just whacked it with his left foot, and it went in. It's like, okay, 1-1, all right, okay, I'll take a draw. And then, last minute, game's going on and on and on, and I remember we were dominating for a bit, and then the ball's dropped to Samir Nasri, and Nasri's crossed the ball to Arshavin. Arshavin's blasted the ball in. Like, the way I was watching the game at my cousin's house, and the way, I dropped off my chair and sat my ass on the floor. Like, it was accident because I was trying to get up, but slipped and then fell on the floor and literally just screaming the whole house down because this was just it was a big goal and such a big win for the club. So I think a lot of Arsenal fans, if they were to do this top 10, I think this would definitely be in it.
Am I right in thinking this was the Jack Wilshere game?
Yeah, this was Jack Wilshere.
Where everybody thought it was like his coming of age moment, and he finally got to the player we thought he was going to be.
Yeah, this was the game it was against Xavi and
Iniesta, and he absolutely bossed it.
Yeah.
Did anyone see that clip of Jack Wilshere? I only saw it this week, talking about his injury.
Oh, no, I thought you was going to talk about the one where he's just playing some random Sunday league.
No, talking about his injury. So it was either last week or this week I saw it, and it was on an interview with that a fucking gimp that was on LinkedIn, like the CEO guy, like the mind.
Stephen Bartlett.
No, not him. I think he's a Norwich. The
one that plays in Soccer Aid.
Yeah, Mr. Deep and Spiritual guy who does my
head.
Always so positive, makes me feel sick. Yeah, and Wiltshire was saying to him about his injury. He said that when he saw the surgeon that had done his operation, his surgeon said to him, "Are you still playing?" And Wiltshire was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Wow." And then he told him that his notes said, "Won't play football again."
Oh my god!
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, said won't play football again. So the operation they did on his first big injury, no one had, I think one doctor had done that operation before successfully, ever in history of medicine. And then with the guy, so basically every single injury he ever had was because of that. Basically, his whole body's balance was out, and he couldn't move his toe properly. So, when people when Thingy lost the boxing and said it was his toe.
Oh, David Hay.
Everyone was giving him pelters, but actually, you totally get it. As soon as you try and plant your foot, everything's fucked, isn't it? And it was like this week, and his surgeon seen him and was like, "You played football again?" And like, yeah. So brutal, really, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Crazy. Yeah, I was going to watch that. To be fair, I saw a clip of it, but I was going to wait. But yeah, I'll see
depressing.
that. Oh, Jack, man, what a player he would have been as well.
Yeah. Well, he was at Bolton on loan.
Oh yeah, that's where he was kind of helping. Yeah, it helped him. I remember that.
Him and Welbeck on loan. Fucking hell, we've not even got a player 10th as good as either of them in the last 15 years, let alone 2 in one transfer window.
both there on loan at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, at the same time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
very good business.
So it was Sturridge and Wiltshire, and Sturridge got sent off in his last game for headbutting someone, and just went, "Sorry." He went, "But I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with the amount of goals I've scored in 3 months." And everyone was like,
yeah.
It's more iconic to go out with a headbutt.
If Zidane can do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, we're into the top 3.
Oh, right. I'm going to skip. I'm going to go for one of the biggest. Oh, yeah. This was, this is another nerve-wracking game. Quarter-finals against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. No one at the time, no English football at the time, went out there and beat them. Like, not one English team. We had I remember the squad we had that year as well weren't the best. I think Henry said that in the interview as well. Like, the squad was like trash, and we were losing a lot of players due to injuries. So going into this game was just like, oh, okay. This was another one where I thought with Barcelona, okay, shit, we've lost. There was no confidence at all in this one. Henry's goal, running through, barging off Ronaldo, going through going through another player, and then placing it, and then another big goal. I'll just go through these ones quite quick. I want to get to John's.
I remember this goal because you always remember a goal at the Bernabeu when the Madrid supporters get up and clap it.
Yeah.
Like this has the same bracket as like the Ronaldinho brace for me.
Yeah, and I remember one.
Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say I remember when in the past we spoke about how Henry went to the corner and he's kicked it off and he's just giving that look. Like we spoke about that before, so I'm not gonna go through all that again. But this was another big one for me.
Fair enough. Same man, different moment. Number 2.
Oh yeah. Oh my days. I think the whole world went crazy for this one. Like, because I remember, fuck you, Stocks. I mean, the whole world went crazy for this one, man. I just remember tweets and stuff like that. Everyone was just talking about Henry. Like, this is an amazing moment. So this is Henry versus Leeds in the FA Cup. Henry's return to Arsenal. This day was an emotional one. Like, I didn't cry and shit, but it felt. It was close to tears, isn't it? Because it was an emotional moment. I remember he didn't start the game. Everyone was just like, we didn't even care what round of the FA Cup we was in. We didn't care about the game. We just cared about Henry. Get him on the pitch. Henry's come on and he took a touch. He's given it. Everyone went crazy. And then I remember Alex Songs played him through. He took a Thierry Henry touch and he's taken a Thierry Henry finish with the finesse. And it all just happened so quick, and like I just remember being mind blown, and just like my hero is back. Scored, like he took us back because the way he finessed that, it's just like, oh my days, he's still got it. He had a bit of weight there, but we move on. Forget about that. He was in New York. Come on, leave. There's nothing but eating. This was definitely up there with like one of the biggest moments for Arsenal.
Yeah, to be fair, didn't go mad at the time, but it's quite a cool moment for the returning hero to come back and get the winner.
Yeah.
It's fitting that we're talking about Arsenal when someone's come in and has dropped a couple of comments.
We'll get to that.
Just thought he'd come on and abuse Tottenham quickly. So, not Brett May. Big up. Good timing as we're talking about Arsenal.
Totally agree. Let's not forget that. We totally agree with what he said.
But, Samir, your number 1 moment. I think it's a little bit predictable, but here we go. Invincibles.
The greatest achievement in football.
In football history. I'm joking. Premier League. I think the picture speaks for itself, man. It's just another one of them ones where you just can't believe you've actually done it. Like, I think it was the last game of the season. You're thinking, wow, are we still on 0? Because no one really noticed until the last game of the season. Like, wow, wait, we lost. I mean, no, we haven't lost a game. Like, is this really happening? Like, and it wasn't even about winning the Premier League. That's how crazy it was. It's more about going the whole season undefeated. And this was another big moment. And I'm so upset you didn't put the picture. I don't know if I sent it to you. The picture of when we actually won the league at Spurs. That's a big one as well. Because Spurs were so clueless. They were like, I remember Henry was saying, like, we got a draw. And then he's gone up to one of the players. They were like, boys, we won the league. The Tottenham players were so
Samir, at that time, right, I was working in I worked in like a pub, like that was basically right next to White Hart Lane Station. Yeah. And I used to work like match days and stuff like that. And that day was one of the most hilarious days that I ever worked. And it was like after the game, Spurs fans were legitimately coming in, and you'd have thought they'd have won the league. And the reason was, and you had like guys on the phone to their Arsenal mates going, "Yeah, but did you beat us? Did you beat us? Did you beat us though?" And it's like, bro, they just won the league on your patch. Like, and it was stunning, absolutely stunning.
That's the thing. Yeah, Tottenham back there were happy with freaking draw. Of course, they still are little brothers, but they are little baby brothers. They are little baby brothers. Like they've grown up now, but like they are little baby brothers. They didn't realize like what the hell just happened. And yeah, obviously they didn't have that team talk in the back because, like, imagine not knowing shit. We just won the league in the ground. Like, yeah, obviously, yeah, definitely number one. Yeah, big moment, big moment.
Okay, fair play, fair play. As you was slightly upset that I didn't have it, Samir, I will change it once it's ready to load. Nah, see, even the system doesn't want you to have it, Samir. So you're gonna have to.
He's a Tottenham fan. I get it.
There you go.
Better.
There you go. The one who got white out there.
That is it. That's it right there. I think we should keep that for the whole show. By the way, you lot don't have any bitches.
When I saw Mitch's concentrating face, I thought he was looking up and googling how many games you actually lost that season.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! I've done it before. I can't keep doing that. Okay. Can't keep repeating myself how the word invincible doesn't actually fit the team that season.
Good. So what would you call us, Mitch?
The
Premier League winners.
Yeah, just another league winner. You drew like 12 games, man.
Yeah, but not losing the game.
Invincible. I'm going to say this one more time, and it's the last time I'm going to say it on any stream ever. Invincible, for me, would be 38 from 38.
No. The funniest thing is, I was actually watching back my spotlight last night. You said exactly that.
That's it. That's the last time
I'm not going to argue with no more because what I said was like, let's move on and get to John.
We're actually going to go to here next.
Yeah, okay.
So beautiful.
Jack is now taking centre stage.
What the hell?
What a start this is.
Here we go. Bolton 0, Coventry 0. Talk us through it, Jack.
So this was this is probably close to an indifferent game. So this game, our players were on strike. So basically this game, we were fully expected that on the Monday we were going to completely go. So not like we were already in every single sanction possible as a club, that we were going to literally go completely cease trading. The club at 5. This was a Saturday. The club at 5 p.m. on Monday, if there wasn't a miracle, was going to go. All the players were on strike or had left because they didn't have a contract. The average age of the team was 19. We didn't have a single senior outfield player, not one, not even some rogue keeper. We had like some 15, 16. We basically broke every single age-related record, and we'll never ever probably break any of them again. We were Coventry were 1-20 on to beat us at our own ground. That was like the highest ever an away team has been in English football to win a league game as well. We were 33-1 just to win at home. And drew 0-0. And it was a very emotional moment. It was like I had a season for 20 years and at full time, and everyone was just roaring every ball for them because, they were basically shite, U team players, the ones that had stayed, and everyone was roaring absolutely everything. Coventry scored an offside goal, which was not offside. And then they scored another goal in the second half, which was not offside, but both times Like, it was special. It was really sad at full time. Like, everyone was crying because it was like, that was it. We were never, ever going to watch Bolton again. And thankfully we were saved, but it was a very, very, very odd moment. The stats were horrific. I don't think we'll ever have worse stats than that as well. It was like obscene possession. We didn't touch the ball. And yeah, an average age of 19, not a single senior outfield player. So yeah, very weird moment.
Mm-hmm. And I believe this young man in the picture is Matthew Alexander, who got man of the match, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's actually the last player still at the club.
Ah, okay.
Because all the rest of them went. I doubt any of them are even in football. And yeah, so this was our second game of the season. First game of the season was only called on like a day before. And we couldn't even sell tickets to the game either. We were banned from selling tickets because we didn't play Greater Manchester Police, which is the one thing I'm not asked about because fuck them. Yes, there was only like 8,500 fans there. Yeah, it was a very weird moment. When we were gone, like everyone left, and it was like, we're never going to be here again. Bolton don't exist anymore. And it's quite a lot of time I say I wish we'd folded on 5 p.m. on a Saturday.
5 p.m. You're being generous, aren't you?
Yeah. No, we kicked off at 4:30. But yeah, it was a very weird moment.
There you go. Love that one, to be fair. Next one, I believe, is League Cup 2004 semi-final.
Yeah, the famous JJ Okocha free kick that he hits with the outside of his boot. Made all the more famous, I must have to say, by me, because I said don't shoot. And everyone who I've sat with for 20 years and I still sit with now frequently remind me of it. And it was me. I said don't shoot, and who the fuck am I to tell JJ Okocha to shoot? And then that just hit it with the outside of the boot. It was a crazy game. Pablo Angel scored a quality goal for Villa. Really good game. And then, just to make it obviously nerve shredding, we lost the away leg 2-0. Like, why is football so fucking cruel? And they lost the final as well. But yeah, special game. And that goal, I'm never going to see. I might see a better free kick, but I'm never going to see a more memorable one. Not just because of the game, but also an outside of the. It's just a piss take of a goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, I think even if he told the keeper he was going to do it, I still think it goes in. It's just it was just incredible. It's not like the keeper was, wrong-footed or anything. It's just a quality. It's just a perfect strike, a freak strike. So thank God he didn't listen to Jack Ball in the stands, eh?
Or you didn't say it loud enough for him to hear it.
Yeah. Well, I was actually behind the goal as well. I was behind the goal, so literally, as he took it, that's perfectly on my eye line. So yeah, it was amazing.
What would be great is if he came out in an interview at some point and said, "I wasn't going to shoot, but then I heard some idiot in the crowd tell me not to, so I shot."
I must say though, I must have said that 5 times a game about Okocha. So don't shoot, and he did. And I mean, he went a whole season without scoring one. So I think he had like 85 shots or something outrageous. Because he just fucking loved to shoot. He just wanted to score an amazing goal every time, which is why we love him, I guess.
Yeah, one of them type of mavericks. The next one, I believe, is 07-08.
Yeah, Kevin Davies, nutmegging Oliver Kahn. Spoke about that on my spotlight. Again, though, we took a B team to Bayern. Great couple of days. And then scored after 5 minutes. Made, again, famous by my dad saying, blow the whistle to me. He's like, just blow the whistle. I'm like, we have got a long way to go. And then Podolski. So it was our B team. And then Podolski just turned into a fucking beast. And then they took him, and Ribery as well. And they took both of them off. And everyone was like, we're losing 2-1. was like, that's a bit of a weird substitution. And then scored an equaliser late on, and it's just made so much more special as well because Kevin Davies nutmegging Oliver Kahn, and you think, I love Kevin Davies, I love him, but does Oliver Kahn deserve to be nutmegged by him? Probably not. Probably not. And he's the greatest respect, but special moment. Special moment. And also, my dad tried to speak German when we were there, and he ordered a stein of shandy. And my dad's quite a militantly non-lager drinker. Thinks he's better than everyone for it, which grow up.
Don't they all?
Not only did he order a lager, he ordered a full fucking litre of shandy. To just obscene levels of glee to everyone, because everyone was like, "You fucking wanker!" And then when it turned up, there was just one guy like, "I thought that's what you'd done, but I didn't want to say anything." I'm like, "Thank God you didn't." Litre of shandy. Still remember that quite well.
I have to say, Jack, we're only 3 in, and you've got me so many clips already. I'm just going to ignore everything else and come straight to the Bolton section.
About football.
Right, the next one I believe's the final that follows on from JJ's free kick, is it not?
No. This is this is the FA Cup final. So this is the other flip side of this draw was City United when City won their first trophy in the new era of themselves. We were favourites for the game. Everyone was very positive for it. And then Stoke just turned up and slapped us up big time, clearly, as you can see. Loads of rumours have come out since that game as well that the players went out on the piss the night before, which seems to have some credence to it. I'm not quite sure it's going to be out on the piss, because even then people will be like, someone's going to recognise you. But apparently they were drinking in the hotel the night before, all of them, which most people are going to say that can't be true. Trust me, when I saw them on fucking concede the fourth, I was like, fucking, they're still on it. They never stopped drinking.
Time.
And it was a real sliding doors moment, because we've never recovered from that moment. It's just been, ironically and also enragingly, we played Stoke the week later in the Premier League and beat them 5-0, which
wow.
I will never have a more conflicted 5-0 victory over anyone. Unless we lost in away like 6-0 or something. But and the Stoke fans were just not remotely arsed either. And that was, I think, one of the, might have actually been the last year where you got Europe for losing in the final as well.
Yeah.
So we and City were the game before we knew City were in the final. So this game was also, whoever won it knew they were in Europe. So it just made it all the more. It wasn't really just about getting to the final. It was like we knew whoever won that were in Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
And then on the train home, a kid said to his dad, he said, imagine coming all the way to Wembley and then losing 5-0. And I was like, fuck my life. And then this guy just turned around and was like, sorry, mate. I said, yeah, it's fine. And my missus at the time, Sam, it's very unlikely that she's listening, but I hope you're doing fucking horrifically, Samantha. She picked...
Jesus Christ.
She picked me up from the Met after.
Oh no!
Looked like you've seen a ghost. Yeah, it was awful. And that we've never recovered from it. We've gone down and down and down and down from that moment.
Oh, wow.
Can we just lock the show up after he's done with his top 10? I don't think there's any coming back from this.
I should have left this for last. You know? In fact, I might just do 5 and move on to the next, so we've got 5 more gold at the end. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I think that's the hardest I've laughed on all the episodes.
Oh, fantastic.
Shit, Greg.
Okay, the next one is... the show must go on. It is Bolton 3, Nottingham Forest 2, last day of the season.
Yeah, last day of the season. Had to win to stay up. And yeah, I think they scored first and we got it back to 1-1. They made it 2-1. And then we scored on like the 88th minute, I think, in 90 plus 3 or something. It's funny because like in like memory of Bolton fans now, it's like, yeah, we scored on 95th in the 98th minute. And I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Yeah, this is 86 and 88.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it wasn't
in the second half. So you went 1-0 up on 67.
Yeah, so it was. That's what I'm saying. So it was such a tense game as well.
Yeah.
So when we scored to make, and we had to win, a draw wasn't good enough. When we scored on like, you know, relatively what you'd call late on in a football match, that was like, right, sit back, defend this now, and then it was like bang bang 2-1. You're like, cool, ignore exactly what we've all asked for. And then yeah, Aaron Wilbraham, and yeah, won the 3-2. Everyone on the pitch stayed up, and then went down with a record point score the year after. So yeah, felt like good that did. But yeah, just a memorable game. It's always good to get on a pitch, isn't it? And I think he scored 1 goal for us.
You know, if that's the goal, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, we released him in the summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big up Sammy Amiobi that's also in the picture as well, by the way.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to pick him up.
Yeah. It was, but it was amazing. Yeah, it was quality goal. It was, it was just a bit of a hectic goal. But yeah, that was epic.
Nice. Next one, we have some joy at Wembley here. I'm guessing I've got the right one because I assumed you hadn't done it twice, but
no, we have not. But yeah, I was chatting to this to Dave, who we obviously know, James, about the when Spurs won their trophy. That my theory is, you know, I get it's probably different for your Arsenals of the world, but my theory is like it really does not matter what league you're in. If you really truly love, like, is in, you know, you love your football club. Doesn't mean that you're better than anyone, of course, but like all that matters is the hope of winning or the winning. Like it just doesn't matter what league you're in. And this is the Pizza Cup, the Domino's Trophy, which no longer is called the Domino's Trophy. So we are. We will remain as the final winners of that. It's the only trophy my missus has ever shown any interest in.
It was also called the Papa John's Trophy, but
Papa John's, that's the one. Sorry, yeah, it's even shitter. Papa John's, sorry.
Pizza.
Yeah. Well, everyone just calls it Pizza Cup. And she said, I always remember. I think I told you before, James, when she said, "Do the players get Papa John's after the game?" And I was like, what? I said, are you fucking serious, Georgia? Like, obviously not. And they did.
And they did.
Every round, every club, Papa John's send the players pizza for after the game. And I was really, really embarrassed. I really, at that point, realised, like, how shit the trophy is. But I have to say, this is the Johnston Paints trophy. So if you imagine you finished a game, you would certainly be happier to be tucking into Papa John's rather than fucking painting a door with
2 litres of emulsion.
But yeah, that was just a great day. Weather was good. Exercise. That was my first time I've been to Wembley since that Stoke game. So I'd waited a long time to exercise some demons. So on the train back the next day, very hungover train, I was just like, imagine going to Wembley and seeing your team lose 4-0. That'd be fucking awful. Just hoping that there's one person out there that has that for the rest of their lives like I do.
I get it.
But then, as with everything, I can't just enjoy a moment because Plymouth then won our league that year and got promoted. So they actually got to say, "Oh, we didn't give a shit about it anyway." And it's like, well, technically you didn't because you lost 4-0, but you also won the league. But yeah, great day. I'm still recovering financially from my night out after that, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, you only had to blink at me and I was buying you a fucking drink.
Isn't that just normal?
Yeah, look, honest, I met these guys from Antwerp and I was like, oh, fucking Antwerp. Diamonds? And they were like, yeah, historically. And I was like, cool. 8 baby Guinness? Yeah.
Good day.
Quality. I absolutely love this next one, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's the Middlesbrough. Oh no, this is Old Trafford.
This is Old Trafford. Man United, Bolton 2, Man United 1.
Yeah.
Michael Ricketts.
Yeah. So Old Trafford is, well, it's not anymore actually where I am now. City is, but Old Trafford was by far and away the closest ground for me to get to growing up. It was easier for me to get there, piece of piss in fact, to get there than it was to get to Bolton. 10 minutes on the Met, basically, on the tram for me, 15 minutes on the tram. So yeah, going there, this is our first game back in the Premier League. Fully expected to get slapped up. And then won 2-1. Jääskeläinen made one of the best double saves I've ever seen from, I think it was Cole and Scholes, maybe. But yeah, amazing. Michael Ricketts just turned into prime fucking Pele, which, to be fair, he actually had an amazing season with us that year. And yeah, we won 2-1. So going into school, I think I was in year 7 or 8, and I was like, wow, we've got a real chance of actually shocking everyone, maybe even like winning the Premier League. Obviously, that fucking got extinguished rapid. But yeah, we won our first game 5-0 back in the Premier League at Leicester as well. And then we beat Liverpool. Sander Westerveld just chucked the ball in his net, which was class of him in the last second of the game. So still appreciate that from him. So we had a great start to the season, but by no means was anyone confident. So then, obviously, because we're so pathetic, we released a T-shirt, a DVD of it, because we hate them red bastards so much. And then we actually beat them the year after. We released another DVD saying, lightning does strike twice, which is just awful.
Very Tottenham of you.
And for sure. And this,
I was just about to say that.
This was the era of, if you don't wear a T-shirt under your shirt at school, you may as well just be a social pariah. So that T-shirt must have stank, because I'm not sure I took it off, to be honest with you. But a special moment.
Okay, and then to the other side of Manchester.
Yeah, another game I was at. One of the most incredible games I've ever been to, where City hit the woodwork 5 times. It was unbelievable. And this is City, I mean, Sunji Hai and Richard Dunn, legends of City, but there were no world beaters. But City were amazing. I don't know what happened with us. They battered us. Yeah, they hit it 5 times. They hit the woodwork 5 times. And then we shithoused a pen, and Gary Speed had scored it on 88 minutes or something. And then I live not far away from City's ground now, and when you leave City's ground to walk back into the city centre, you can ultimately take a road, every street, or you can go down the canal. Which, being a young little shit, I was saying, we'll go down the canal. And my dad was like, nah, they'll be out for blood. Like you're going to have to get this anger and frustration out somehow. Like you can't sit there and see you be shithoused that badly. So yeah, I think we held back for a bit and then went down the street rather than the canal because don't think anyone would have wanted to see me flopping about like Moby Dick in there. But amazing. But I think that season as well, Bolton went to Tottenham and Okocha hit the woodwork 3 times himself. I should have told him not to. He might have gone in the fucking maybe. So it felt a bit, but 5 times in one game is insane, isn't it?
Yeah,
and then still losing 1-0. Yeah. But Gary Speed, RIP, what a legend he was as well. Because even after the game, he wasn't even gracious because everyone was just like, "Oh fuck it, you're never going to get this moment again." I think he actually said that we played well and deserved it with a straight face. He's just like, that is fucking rude.
The ultimate level of shameless.
Yeah.
But
they would absolutely smoke. My dad even says all the time, like, when we lose in this league, he's like, "Imagine if we played City." I'm like, "Oh my God, I wouldn't even want to think about it."
Yeah.
There's always the FA Cup.
Yeah, I'd have no dramas getting pushed in the canal because I've left at half time. So I've left after 10 minutes.
The next one, I hope I've got the correct-ish picture.
Yeah. So sorry, Stocks. This is the game where Okocha scores from inside West Ham's half. David James in that? No, am I chatting shit there? No, it won't be David James.
That might have been Robert Green.
Robert Green. Yeah, it can't be David James now. But yeah, he ran from inside your half, got past a few people, skips, the true, almost like video game, like skipped over a tackle, and then scored from outside the box in what was basically a relegation 6-pointer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Joe Cole got sent off late in the game as well. And then he kicked the water bottle holder and got his foot stuck in it, which I've never seen grown men take such joy at something so immature. And then he was just obviously raging and utterly embarrassed. And then he kicked our dugout, the tunnel, went back in a strop. But that was a 6-pointer. And then, an amazing goal by Okocha. Did you get relegated that year?
No, don't think we did with that kit.
I've got a feeling that Jack's referring to like 02, 03 sort of time when West Ham did go down.
Really?
I've got a feeling. I think this is like was this your first season back up, Jack?
No, it was.
Was it not? Okay.
No, this was in like 2005, I guess, maybe 2004.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I mean, it's happened a couple of times. I lose track, getting old.
Yeah, I should probably, if it's on my list, I should probably know that off by heart, shouldn't I, really? Maybe it was that long ago, but I do remember it was a bit of a 6-pointer between us both. But yeah, another special home game. But it was full house then as well. I remember it being, everyone up for it. And yeah, it's just sad to see these shitters like Crawley come and turn up now. No offense to Crawley. Actually, yeah, fucking offense to Crawley. Fuck him.
Offense to Crawley. Right. And last on this list, we have this, which I feel there's going to be a quality story behind it.
Yeah, so this is before the days of 2 down off the town as well. This was when I was blindly, madly in love with Bolton. So on the Wednesday, I took a half day off work. I asked my dad if he wanted to go to the Chelsea game, and he was like, "Absolutely not. We're going to get slapped." So I was like, all right. So I convinced one of my mates to come with me. We had to get the coach because we had no dough. So got the official coach, sat on it. I don't think I'd ever gone on the official coach before. Sat on it, and I was like, wow, there is a lot of Space Cadets on here. A lot of people that have brought their own sandwiches. Just go hungry. So went up there. I think slightly full of a bit of optimism. Obviously lose 4-0. as you can clearly see. And then a club legend, Nat Lofthouse, the Lion of Vienna, scored that because he scored an important goal for England in Vienna. 30 goals and 33 England appearances as well. One of the best strike records. He passed away, unfortunately. Legend of the club. He'd only ever played for us his whole career. Managed us and been chairman, etc. True legend of the club. He passed away at this time as well. I don't know if it might have been the day after this game, but I went out in around Chelsea. I think maybe it was £5 a pint, which was more than an hour's work for me at the time. Stayed in somewhere a bit too late, missed my coach back, had to sleep at Euston, get back to Euston, work obviously absolutely less than impressed. Police famously not impressed because not having money is not sufficient reason not to have a train ticket, which I've now learned the hard way, which I still feel is quite cruel, really. But awful. So finally get into work, make a few apologies to the parents, get myself over to the game on Saturday as the celebration for Nat Lofthouse, and they beat us 4-0 again. So in the space of less than 72 hours, they beat us 4-0 twice. And at the end of the game, I was just like, this has just not been worth it. I don't want to experience this again. Even when Drogba scored against us, I think he scored 2 at our place as well, and he was just like, the famous, can we play you every week? Even he was like, well, I at least want a test at this stage in my career. So not really. I don't think there's many clubs that have lost to the same team in different competitions by the same scoreline in the space of 72 hours. Well, if there is, we've probably done it another time. But yeah, ending on a high note there.
Wow, the one everybody's been waiting for.
Really?
John, front and centre.
Oh, Lord. So I'll be honest, like, from the top, mine are generally going to be stories that either centre around not necessarily the game themselves, but my experiences of being there. Either being there or what was happening when I was watching them. So a common thing that you'll find with a certain, definitely this time period, is my capacity to leave it really late to get to games, normally due to antics from the night before. Now, this one was pretty special because it was a 12:30 kickoff. But it was one of those where I woke up somewhere else at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Still managed to somehow get home, shower, and be at the game at kickoff. No idea how I did it because it was a 12:30. But really, obviously, the real reason for that is it was during a really incredible period. But it's when you get to see a massive bit of Premier League history, which, to be honest, I think anyone would do well to beat this one. I think the fact that this fastest hat trick from Sadio Mane has beaten Robbie Fowler by over a minute and a half is pretty special.
Yeah.
I think it would take some doing to do a sub 3-minute hat trick again. It was just one of the most comical games though, because this was during the Tim Sherwood era of Villa, and a year later they got relegated a year later. But Sherwood were just some of the most puzzling tactical decisions I've ever seen during a game. It was we had sort of Mane, Tadic style. We were just rinsing them for pace. And Sherwood was all right, we're 3-0 down, getting done pace. Higher line, that'll do it. It was just we were 5-1 up at half time, and it was just what? You almost felt sorry for the Villa fans to a point because you were like, man, yeah, being that bad is something. This was a pretty good one, man. Again, probably as good a time as I'm going to see as a Saints fan. But getting to see something like that was incredible. We just couldn't believe it was happening. So it was literally by the time you finished celebrating one, the other one's 10 seconds later, the other one's in. It was mad.
It's
really,
almost
really cool
the first, as you get to finish celebrating number 1, number 3's got in.
Yeah,
pretty much though. Yeah, there was an element of that. And I actually think one of my mates was celebrating one of the other goals so much that he didn't realise that he scored the other one. He just thought we were still celebrating the first one. It was okay, that's interesting. But that was a great day, to be fair. There's not many of them on here, sadly, but that was a great day. You know,
Someone must have missed all 3 goals whilst having a piss.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
very good chance.
Can
Yeah,
you imagine?
100%.
yeah, very decent chance. Jack, would you have been able to make this one? Would you have stayed long enough for it to?
No.
To see, it's like 16 minutes. So is that?
Long gone. I'm singing down the canal at that point, mate.
I might as well have been, to be fair. Like,
Well, the next
you got
one.
in the order, like.
Yeah, the order you've sent. So the next one is probably the weirdest one out of all of ours. So, John.
Okay, there is a backstory to this. So,
talk us through this.
So,
Wait a minute.
I remember this.
Explain.
so we've been back in the Premier League for about 6 months at this point now. We came up and we were horrific to start with. We lost the opening 4 games. Everyone was just like, yeah, straight back down. We're going to get slapped all year. And suddenly, Nigel Adkins, who's brought us up with 2 back-to-back promotions, he was like, at that time, he was a bit of like a cult hero amongst the fans. We really he's a bit quirky. His personality was slightly unusual, but he seemed like a really nice guy and was getting the tune out of us. We obviously started making a gradual recovery, and we got to a point around the end of 2012 where going into 2013, we kind of went on like a 5-game unbeaten run, which culminated with a 2-2 draw at Stamford Bridge, where we were 2-0 down. And we've come out of that. It's like a Wednesday night game. We're buzzing, just got a 2-2 draw at Chelsea. The Friday, it gets announced, really suddenly, Nigel Adkins has been sacked by Southampton. They've appointed this new guy, Mauricio Pochettino. And obviously this one's gone down like a fucking pork chop at a bar mitzvah. It's not like the fan base they've not really taken to it. And it's and so our next game was the Monday night against Everton. Mitch is wondering the bits where he's going to have to edit now, isn't he? It's
Mate, I'm wondering how I'm going to create a cartoon image of that.
but basically, we had a game on the Monday night against Everton, Monday Night Football, and there was all this talk, going around over the weekend, massive protests before the game, blah 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 blah. The Monday comes and it snows, and I mean it snows, it is bucketing down. So at the time, I was teaching in a school, and there was a lot of lots of people being sent home and things like that, So I'm thinking, am I even going to get there tonight? So I get there, so managed to get to the game barely. To be honest, there was a little bit of noise for Adkins before the game, but I think the general consensus, common sense, kind of kicked in by that point, and it was look, once the game starts, you're back in the team, absolutely. And an Everton player goes down injured, some point in the second half, and no one's really paying attention. We're all chatting amongst ourselves. The game sort of restarts again, and all of a sudden, this figure just emerges from the tunnel. And he just sort of sprints onto the pitch. And I'm thinking, have we just brought someone on? What? And all of a sudden, the crowd are telling you, he went for a shit and all that. And turns out Jason Punchin's used the injury break to go off and sort of deal with nature and so on. It was sort of, when I look back on it, it's kind of one of those things where on a game that was sort of yeah, we're so against the club, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be this is going to be memorable. We're really going to stand up for Adkins here. And the thing that the game's most remembered for is someone's just gone for a tom tip mid-game. And it kind of sums us up in that sense. But then I think one of the other things afterwards, in terms of a sort of a core football memory that stays with me, is I got the last possible train I could get back. And I was stuck on a carriage full of Everton supporters. And they're obviously all sort of well tinned up, and I'm thinking, just stay quiet, don't say anything, blah, 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 blah. And I got exposed to one of the funniest but outrageously bad football chants that I've ever heard. So it's all standing sort of thing. And this Everton fan just cocked his head back and gone, "Who had a heart attack?" And the rest of the carriage has gone, Who, Houllier? And I'm like, what? Sorry, what is this?
Wow.
And it was a callback. So and I was just sort of when you just think did I just hear that?
Right.
Have I genuinely just heard that? It's you're almost just staggered by like how offensive it is, and you're like, oh man, that is that's up there in terms of like football shots. So I think like like the punching incident is one thing, and then obviously the picture that's in the circle up the top there. That was the following home game. He scores against Man City, and he runs off and has that as a celebration. So for those of us for those of you that are on Spotify at the moment, this is it's basically Jason punching bent over. Let's just say he's hunched, and he's got his hand reaching around to his backside. I think you can work out what the motion was. You know, Alan Hansen couldn't have called it better himself. You know, yeah. So yeah, that was that one. There's probably by far the weirdest one that you're going to hear tonight, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to win weirdest moment of the evening, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's fair.
A couple of dubious quotes in that one as we went along as well, to be honest with you. So let's roll on to something a little bit more lighthearted. 2011.
Oh God, yeah.
Plymouth away.
This was a wonderful day. It was on a bank holiday Monday, and the reason the fixture had been rearranged is because I think at the time there was an international break at the end of March, and Plymouth had like X amount of like New Zealand internationals that had been called up. So I think they'd met the threshold for being able to call the game off and rearrange it. So they've gone and done that, and basically, like, so we ended up playing them, and it was the second to last game of the season. So we've gone into it knowing we can't win the league. Brighton had already kind of by that point run away with it, but we knew that a win at Plymouth pretty much meant that there had to be. I mean, by full time, so we win the game 3-1. It meant that for Huddersfield to catch us on the last day, there had to be like a 17-goal swing or something like that. So on that day, you effectively know that you're up. But it was another classic, so like it was a jack job actually. I went and got the coach down to Plymouth, which was pretty grim, like on a bank holiday. And I went with a mate of mine who's a Charlton fan, and he'll come up again later on during this. But he'd been out the night before and didn't wake up on time. So this ended up with me having to go around his, banging on the door, getting him out. We just about made the coach, and I mean by seconds, like a traffic light here or there in it, and we're not making the game. And we got down there. It was like it was brilliant. I remember Lambert getting a brace, second one being a penalty right in front of us, and yeah, we basically just cruised to victory. But it was just one of those days especially after the years that had kind of preceded it, where we nearly gone out of business. It was a lovely day that you could just enjoy again, you know. And quite like if you're going to go all that way, it's quite nice to go there and actually win. So to get yourself up. And also, can I say, one of the most underrated away kits that we've ever had there. I love that kit.
Is that the actual kit? That's not like a training top they've put on after the game. That's the actual kit.
No, so this was during the 125th year. So during the 125th year, we had this superb home shirt, which was like the white shirt with the red sash. And the away kit was literally just this plain black one, but I loved it. It's nothing fancy, but obviously because we tend to go with like quite garish yellow away kits, and I'm not really a guy that tends to wear a lot of colour, as you can see. So like this one was almost like a match made in heaven. So yeah, pretty good one.
It's the worst kit I've ever seen in my life.
I am certain that some of our other away kits could top it. Honestly.
Yeah.
We need to do a football shirts episode. Yeah, I think it's a football shirts episode.
That one will come back round soon. Yeah. We'll plot that one in. I quite like that kit as well, to be fair.
I think it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Jimmy. Right, next one, the following year.
You thought it was a training kit.
Yeah, I thought they'd celebrating winning and they'd all taking their shirts off or something.
In fairness, with the lack of sponsor on it, I totally get that. It does. It basically it does look like a training kit. There's no other way of putting that. It's like, but yeah. What's the next one?
Next one.
Oh yes, yeah. So, man, the following August. So, we then managed to go through the championship, and like something that I don't think many of us really saw coming was that we managed to get ourselves automatically promoted 2 years running. So, I think we were happy to get back to the championship, and we figured the plan would be to try and keep moving in that direction. I don't think anyone saw us doing it in a 12-month period. So we get back up, and our first game, like the fixture computer, as it always does, magically draws a promoted side against someone of some significance. We happen to be playing Manchester City, who for the first time in like decades have won a league title. So this is the season following the Aguero QPR one and all of that. And I think that just the general all-round atmosphere of the game was great because we were just buzzing to be there. The City fans, and I did speak to a few City fans that day, like the older generation that had they'd been to sort of they'd been there in League One and all of that. So I think everyone just had like a really good day generally. But we go 1-0 down. Carlos Tevez scores, and in the second half, the big team selection talking point was Lambert didn't start, which to us was kind of like, what is he like? Is he injured? Is there something going on? Well, it was obviously for some sort of tactical reason. He's come off the bench, and within about 5 minutes of coming on, he scored. And it was just like in terms of like the scenes in and away end, it was like one of the best goals that I've ever been a part of. And it was just that kind of feeling of like, yeah, we're actually here. And then moments later, we were 2-1 ahead. The Protestant Xavi, Stephen Davis, he'll come up again later. Stephen Davis scores for us a bit later on. Naturally, we obviously went on to lose 3-2. I think it was, I'm pretty sure Dzeko scored. I feel like it was Nasri that got the winner. So we lose the game ultimately, but like I think we actually came away from it going, do you know what? Yeah, we've been beat here, but you came away with that kind of level of optimism that like we might actually be able to like do something more than just try and stay up.
Yeah.
Which was, I suppose, ultimately we kind of did really. So
yeah, fair play. Before we roll on to the next one, comment that's come in. Big up Chinks Phase. He's one of the guys that I'm with on Wednesdays on the Rival show. Also big him up because he did a live the other day and ran through our Rushmores as well. Go and find his stuff. He's a very funny guy. Chinks Phase on most social media. Then you've got Kid and Chinks as well, where they do a little show, and Facts Only, where they do a bit of panel discussion show. It's all very funny stuff. Trust me, go and try and find it.
Big up Chinks.
Yeah.
Next one. We have already touched on him ever so slightly. Last game at 3 Point Lane.
Yeah.
Or the last defeat for Tottenham at 3 Point Lane.
To be honest, I think this is more of a story for like generally sort of like Samir, Mitch, and Stocks. I think this one will resonate, but I've always been able to have this one in the back pocket for Sean and Mixer, our two Spurs mates. And it particularly winds Mixer up because this happened to be on his birthday as well. I had the dubious honour, so I remember us going 1-0 down. Like Dave Fraser Forster's had an absolute howler, and he's like Son's sort of just. I guess Son's essentially just chased the lost cause, and like Forster's misjudged it. Son's got round in like 1-0 Spurs. And out of nowhere, Stephen Davis has produced like two absolutely sumptuous strikes, and then. Because Tottenham actually went on to be undefeated in their last season at the Lane, in the league anyway, I've got a feeling Barcelona did actually beat them at White Hart Lane in the Champions League that year. But we were the last domestic team to beat them at White Hart Lane, which is always an absolute treasure to have, as Stocks will know, seeing as he can talk about being the first one to beat them at the new one and so on, things like that. But I had the honour of getting to like walk into a Spurs pub afterwards and act like I wasn't like. Your face is trying to hide the sort of like, yeah. They both looked at me and they were just like, shut up. No, it was a great day. That was a particularly like quality one as well. And that actually happened. I know on my spotlight, I talked about us finishing 6th under Koeman. And we were like 3 points off a Champions League spot, which basically, and rightfully so, because of Leicester winning the league, is not something that anyone remembers. I did actually find out a stat when I was looking this up earlier. I don't know if it rang true all the way through to the end of the season, but I think this was like the second to last weekend. And at that point, from January, from the January just previous to that in 2016, nobody had actually got more Premier League points than us besides Leicester, which I thought was a pretty phenomenal stat really in itself. But it was like, so in 2016, like January to the end of the season, it seems like the two clubs that had the biggest points haul in like 2016 to that point were Leicester and Saints, which is bonkers when you think about it. But especially now, we're both swimming back to the Championship. But we're not even 10 years on.
Yeah, football changes very quickly sometimes.
Life comes at you, right? It's like,
okay, from a positive moment to a not so positive one. I couldn't even find an image for this.
Oh, mate.
I had to crop 2 bits of wording together because I could not find an actual image.
I want to know why Stocks is like.
He's laughing at Chris Uwalumu.
Oh man,
in the wound.
Oh, it was something, man. Like this was during that sort of run where I think we'd not long lost out a lot, like on the playoff semi-final to Derby and that, and obviously the money was starting to dry up, and like we were essentially at a point now where we were gambling with managers. We were having to like sell on like big money players and things like that. And this was really where the start of the rot was. But the said Charlton fan that I mentioned in the Plymouth story, we had like the most phenomenal weekend in Southampton at this point. But it was our kind of relationship with football is just sort of things that shouldn't happen, just ridiculous things that happen. Nothing could summarise it better than just seeing a 93rd minute cross floated over from a distance and then watching Chris Iwelumo just towering above everybody like a salmon and just buries it in the bottom corner. It wasn't the most graceful header that you'll ever see. And then the full-time whistle pretty much more or less followed it. And there was just things being pelted from the Saints end into the Charlton end. The boos were ringing out. The ground was half empty. It was just almost like, yeah, that was pretty much like the beginning of a really, really rotten period, I guess. As you can see from the text that Mitch has managed to put at the bottom, it wasn't just that we managed to lose that game in the 93rd minute. We'd done it after playing 10 men for nearly an hour, which is like really indicative of just what we were like at that time, basically.
Yeah, bonkers. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, you was wrong.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I'm pretty sure I told it this way on my spotlight, but for those of you that may not have heard it, the date up the top is actually quite significant. So that happened to be also on my birthday. It was like a public. But like, the best bit was it was like a public execution, right? Because I didn't. Thankfully, I didn't go to the game. One of my Saints mates, Joe, we actually share the same birthday, and he was at the game. I was like, "How long did you survive?" Like, I'm pretty sure Lewis, the guy that I sit with, he was like 3 down off to town. Like he was gone. He didn't see half time, sort of thing.
So
I can't quite remember how long. Yeah. I think Lewis was like gone gone in less than 20. So
well, Perez's first was on the 19th minute, and that was the third.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking that myself. 17 minutes, 2-0. I'd be frustrated, but I still probably wouldn't. Then as soon as Perez scored 2 minutes later, I'd be like, yeah.
I'm out.
I mean, yeah, it was like a public execution because I was having some drinks in Walthamstow and the game happened to be on. So we're in the Goose, which is like opposite the sort of the main station bit. And we're on like this little raised platform, and it was like I was just there to be publicly humiliated. So there's me, a bunch of mates, and one of them sort of makes the quip at 2-0. He's like, "Oh, you know what, John should probably do a shot every time they score." And thank God they didn't follow through with it. But it's like, it was absolute shambles. But you just imagine sort of. And to be honest, you play football with quite a lot of these people, right? Like Mitch particularly, you definitely play football with a lot of these people, and you can imagine sort of like Paddy, Mo, and people like it was merciless. Like by the end, it was absolutely merciless. It's like I think at one point I just went for a slash at I actually went for a slash at 8-0, thinking, oh well, And I came out and Vardy was lining a penalty up. I thought, you're actually kidding me, aren't you? Like, you're legit kidding me here. But yeah, that is life as a Saints fan. It's like, it's given me so many great moments. And at least with this one, you can look back and laugh at it, I suppose. But like, that's what being a Saints fan is in a nutshell, basically.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah.
But there is a few good moments to finish on, so it's not all doom and gloom. We're going to go here first.
Superb. It's not a game that I got to, sadly. So I was kind of in between jobs at the time, and this was one of those decisions that I had to make where, like, basically that whole Europa League campaign, it had to be very kind of like, I'm going to have to sort of like think with my head, not my heart with this one. Because at this particular point, there wasn't really, I didn't have the next job lined up yet. So I was having to be a little bit more like cautious with money and stuff like that. If I could go back in time and go to any game, it would be this one, like without a doubt. Still managed to sit in a pub, like a local pub, and with a mate, and we had a brilliant night watching this. But it was, I think it was Mauro Icardi scored for Inter right on half time, and you sort of think, like there's a possibility this is going to slip away from us. By the way, Mauro Icardi, great entertainment. In terms of like off the pitch stuff, absolutely superb entertainment. He's like, do you ever think like him and Wonder should just do like Temptation Island or something? It'd just be brilliant. Like, Mauro, por favor, like it'd be incredible stuff. But so I probably alienated anyone over the age of about 25 by saying that, but apologies. Van Dijk equalises. Sadly, it was an own goal that was the winner, so it wasn't like there was like an epic sort of someone's had their big moment, sort of like getting the winner there against Inter. But I think much like Jack was saying about the Bayern Munich thing, it's like, you go 2-1 up and it's like, blow the whistle now. Like and I've quite deliberately left off the playoff final from last year, simply because I think it just gave a platform for people to make excuses for quite probably one of the worst managers that our club will ever have. And I think there's so many Saints fans that give it the whole and they're completely entitled to their opinions on this. Like by no means am I saying they shouldn't think this, but there's a lot of narrative of, but like Russell Martin gave us our best day, and like as a club, it's like, no, come on, man, like things like this were our best days. Like it's not that far in the distant memory that people can't remember things like this. It's just mental. But like, I've deliberately said this would be one of the best nights. It would only have been better if I could have been there.
Okay, I wish I'd saved that one for last now.
To be fair, but like sitting by like a little like winter fireplace drinking Baileys afterwards was pretty good. So it weren't all doom and gloom. So
yeah, fair enough. We're gonna have one more slight dip before find a little bit of glory. I will say this is the one I was thinking of when I said how you used to watch replays before Match of the Day, because that little blue strip there where it says virtual replay, you used to have to download Shockwave Player. And it would literally animate the goal for you. It was horrendously bad. It might as well have been a stickman drawing.
I don't remember that. That sounds brilliant.
Mate, it was fucking terrible.
Oh, mate, we're going to have to try and find some of these.
I clicked on it and it was like, this page no longer works. I was like, damn it.
I don't think it worked 20 years ago when it was actually first put up. But basically, the main significance of this is the first Southampton game that I actually went to. So, very close mate of mine who's a Fulham fan. Like it's amazing actually. So I managed to rock up on the day and just buy a ticket on the door, which I would imagine these days would still be quite hard to do, even when we're in the Champo. Annoyingly, I think like about a month after this, we played at Highbury, and I'm pretty sure that would have been the last time we played at Highbury. And I really wish I'd done the same thing, because that's the one ground that I never got to. That like genuinely is like a very big that's a big missing piece for me in terms of grounds. But yeah, I mean, nothing to report in terms of the actual game itself. It's just more significant because of the fact it was that first game. In terms of my first game at St Mary's, that I think I've touched on it in the spotlight, but that was pretty much setting me up for everything I needed to know as a Southampton fan. Home to Villa, 2-0 up at half time. I think it's Phillips and Crouch score. Full time, Southampton 2, Aston Villa 3. Pretty much everything you need to know. Like, your one-stop shop.
And then the last one, a little bit of positivity to finish.
Yeah, a lovely bit of positivity to finish. This was also during that same period where I am between jobs and I'm doing more contract work than I'm doing like actual full-time work. So annoyingly, I did actually have a ticket to this game. I'd actually bought a ticket because I was like, if we get to Wembley, because we'd won the first leg against Liverpool 1-0. And then we got to Anfield for the follow-up, and in my mind, genuinely, I had that sort of like mentality of, right, travel, most probably hotel. Is this a sensible decision? Let's be honest, we're probably like a 1-0 lead might not be enough. There's a very decent chance we go up there and get slapped. Worst decision I've made. Actually, one of the worst decisions I've made. I don't remember much about the game because it felt like it went on for about like. I don't know. Well, you guys must have all had games like this, but where you're defending something and it just basically the entire game feels like it's gone on for about 3 weeks. Because like, you just feel like you're under siege pretty much.
Yeah.
And in injury time, like 92nd, 93rd minute, Shane Long gets put through on goal. And there was a thing a few years ago where people had like a phase of putting things, setting like football moments to the Titanic song, like the Celine Dion one. And this is one of those ones where it genuinely fits, and it's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Shane Long buries it in the corner, and we go to Wembley. And I think I pulled a Samir knee slide in the Palmerston.
Those jeans must have been a write-off.
Yeah, I mean, unlike Samir, I didn't bounce straight back up because yes, it was laminate flooring, but sadly I was stuck to it for about 4 weeks afterwards. But so yeah,
I had to take your jeans off and leave them there.
Yeah. Just went to the final with my boxers, only got out just in time. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for me. I think there was an honourable mention that I remember during Jack's where there was a game like in the Champo in the really bad years, and we beat Sheffield United 3-1 on the last day of the season to stay up, and it was like another everyone on the pitch at the end, and that was a great experience. I think it was a brace from Stern John that did that, but that'd be like the honourable mention that I forgot.
There's been some names tonight.
Stern John, man, that was what a side that was. Honestly,
there's been some names tonight.
Right, moving on.
Stern John. Right, we're gonna roll into stockies now. We're gonna start here.
No, we're back.
You've basically given me very little context to go off, so you're gonna have to roll with it a little bit here, Stocks.
Yeah, I'm absolutely winging it because I didn't want to go over too much that I did in my spotlight the other week, but in some ways, Samir built this up for me because this was the biggest deadline deal day. I mean, one Ozil or a Tevez and Mascherano. I think we all know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Bit more detail from when I did the spotlight. It's all there with me and Mitch texting each other on archaic phones, me trying to go through someone's house that I was working in to get on Sky Sports News. But yeah, Rooney, Ozil, these two for a West Ham supporter was mind blowing.
For anyone that played Championship Manager as well, it was mind blowing.
Further to this, the other day I got a train from where I live a couple of stops just to find a computer exchange that still had this game. I bought it for £1.50. And it wouldn't load on my computer.
Why has your laptop still got the capacity to take a CD, by the way? What the fuck is going on here?
I've got an external hard drive that I've borrowed from work. Yeah.
Borrowed.
So, yeah.
Okay, the next one. The next one was also on the spotlight, which is why I've led with these two.
Yeah, I can't have. I've tried to make mine a bit more positive because I moan about West Ham so much. So I've tried to make mine a bit cheery. Yeah. Obviously, this is ultimately bittersweet, but yeah, still got. And again, we said it the other week, but has he not injured himself? For someone that was always injured, how he didn't injure himself on that landing?
Yeah. equally as acrobatic as RVP's volley.
Yeah. He's got his knee over a lot of things there.
Okay, right. Into the new stuff that we didn't speak about on the spotlight. This looks like Yarmolenko.
Yeah. I've said before, I wasn't sure about Moyes coming back. I didn't think it was a right move. But this game really stuck out in my mind, as you can tell from the very naff canvases we had over the seats. This was lockdown.
Yeah.
And like West Ham don't usually show fight, especially against the bigger sides. Like we usually get our tummies tickled a bit. But for Yarmolenko to go through and win it 3-2 in the last minute, just you start to think, a good time's around the corner. And also, I remember this well because the entire world knows that Yarmolenko only has 1 foot. Yet Rudiger was very happy to show him at his left foot, even though he had half a pitch to stop him. It was ridiculous. But just the start of good times to come, which was very rare for West Ham. So, as I'm going cheerful, I had to put that goal in.
Good stuff. This one, an excellent goal from Big Andy Carroll.
Crystal Palace. Anyone that's watched a lot of English football in the past couple of decades will know how injury prone he was and how he's managed to get his big frame up to score an absolute screamer of a scissor kick. Like, sometimes you see him, there's a bit of a shin or it's just a clean contact and it goes through the middle of the goal. This one was top corner the lot.
Yeah.
Bit of a hopeful loft in from Antonio with his left foot, which was weird. And it was just out of nowhere. And I think this was our first season at the new ground. And it's kind of one of the, when you're adjusting to your new settings, it's kind of one of them goals that you remember and you think, oh, maybe this place ain't a shithole. Obviously, time's proven. But still a banging goal. And I had to give it a little mention. Like, we've had some great goals, but I find that one memorable, mainly because it's big AC.
Yeah. Talking of Andy Carroll, he's just signed for Dagenham and Redbridge. Yeah. So there's a chance for another little house trip round the corner to see Andy Carroll playing for Dagenham and Redbridge.
That would be cool. He's like chairman as well, like he's investor.
Yeah, he's invested into the club.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What a random place for him to decide to invest in, though.
Do you know, his career curve's unreal because I thought he peaked playing for Bordeaux once they got sort of relegated because they're in like they're semi-professional French leagues now. So I was thinking, he's had a lovely little time out there, living in France, rolling out non-league.
From Bordeaux to Dagenham.
Yeah.
Life comes at you fast. Hey, last time he was in East London, he was staying at Kevin Nolan's because he couldn't be trusted. So
yeah.
Luckily, all them places in Latin are shut now.
They're shut, yeah. Right. Here's one. Samir will remember this.
I worked
hard.
I worked so hard to try and get the picture I wanted, but I just couldn't get it. Obviously, this is Bobby Zamora manhandling Sol Campbell. He did. He said because Campbell left the ground at half time and never came back.
Never played for Arsenal again.
And I watched this at Mitch's house, and I distinctly remember because as Zamora was celebrating, he celebrated by going to his teammates like that, just brushing off Sol Campbell, and we were going mental.
Yeah.
And then Rio Coca gets put through to make it. I think it was 2-0 at the time, and he does that little dance.
Does the little Harlem shake, did he?
Yeah. And then to follow that up we were the first team to win at the Emirates with Bobby Zamora getting a lob as well. And it just sort of neatly fits into the most joyous things for West Ham supporters is just pissing off everyone else and really spoiling their party. I don't like winning cups is great, but I really love just pissing people off and really messing with Nothing makes me happier.
Gotta love it.
And Joe, what's even better? Oh, you're shit. Like, oh, Bobby Zamora, what did he ever do? He fucked you up. He sent one of England's better centre halves home and ended his Arsenal career, and then celebrated by going like that. It's just that's all I want is just my team to go around and piss everyone off.
Quality stuff. So next one of my favourite young players to watch in English football history.
Again, just happy vibes, and I was gonna do like a role of all the academy players, but I get a feeling that could be like a different show somewhere down the line when we talk about each team's youth players. But just Joe Cole for me. It's just weird that in my time at West Ham, we were always, when I was a kid, we was all a bit functional, like good players, few lively ones, but all of a sudden we've got like the talk of the football nation, like Alex Ferguson trying to sign him at 14 and whatnot. A real born and bred hammer just coming through, and it was something really different. I was just a joy, and like most West Ham things, especially with our better youth team players, it all goes tits up because we're always skint and they end up having to be sold, or like good players should do. They want ambition to go on and win things. So obviously it all ends in tears, but strangely enough, he went on and he obviously won a lot of trophies with Chelsea. He did come back to us one day, but there's also that little tint of, yeah, he won lots of things with Chelsea and he done so much and became an England regular. But I wonder if he was at West Ham a bit longer, would he have been the exciting player that we thought? Although he was still amazing, perhaps that's just football growth. He weren't like the bag of tricks that we used to watch and love, because he used to do some ridiculous things. Showing my age, but waiting on Soccer AM for Showboat every Saturday. I think Joe Cole's
yeah. Move now. Let me show you how.
Yeah. And
I guess in a lot of ways, he then went on to play for a lot of managers that were more like system. Like you go to a Chelsea, it's very much more system based, isn't it, and things like that. So that element of freedom he might have been allowed at West Ham was probably taken away somewhat.
Yeah. I remember I saw Mr. PR, Jimmy Bullard, and they were like, what was Joe Cole like? And he was like unreal, because he was in the youth team around the same time. They were both training with the first team, and he goes, he was doing Rabonas on the volley, 16-year-old going into men's 16, 15, going into men's training. He was doing bro. He goes you've got a Cruyff turn and like that. He's like, Joe Cole was doing turns you didn't have names for yet. He was just doing things. It was unreal. And could you imagine getting to watch that every day? Just unreal. And it's just exciting because he come through my club, and it was an amazingly gifted player. Because usually they play for Man United's and Liverpool's and sometimes an Arsenal, if you know what I mean. Just to have a player of that raw ability come through West Ham's exciting.
Fair enough. And next one we are here, which is Yarmolenko again, isn't it?
Yarmolenko twice.
Yeah. This is a bit more different. It gets a bit geopolitical, this one, because this was in our first run in Europe. So I think it was against Seville, and this was his first goal since. It was the European goal, and it was just not long after Russia invaded Ukraine. And West Ham isn't always, the most caring place, but the love for him that day, and it was him that scored it, and obviously we beat Seville in the end, was just amazing. And I missed this goal because I was in the toilet. Was that drinking? Was that one of my noted walks from work to the game? At drinking, and I was like, I've got to. Must have been halfway through the first half. I was like, I can't hold it no more. Gone for a wee, missed it. One of the most poignant moments. Someone that's going through major emotional turmoil. His family in a different country. That's at war.
Yeah,
the emotional outpour, and I had my chance down having a week, so I drank too much on the way at the game.
How inconsiderate of you!
I know.
Very.
Right, we have a little bit of playoff joy here. So,
yes.
We all love the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apart from Samir. Samir doesn't know anything about the
playoffs. Because he's anti-football.
Anti-football.
By the way, what a chiseled football player. Vaz properly flexed that day.
Yeah.
We've had a couple mentions of Hayland previously, but in true Hayland edition, I was getting absolutely ripped by everyone during this game. I think my dad actually come over to watch it with us at the lodge after our end of season tournament. I didn't play. I was probably just getting drunk the whole time, shouting abuse from the sidelines. And when this goal went in, I believe I turned around and I think it was Samir and Sam sitting behind me, and I chucked a tray of sandwiches over them. Pure excitement, relief, frustration. It all just went out. The buffet went flying.
Yeah.
And for some reason, back when I had the privilege of Sky, this game always pops up on one of them Sky football channels at like 2 a.m.
Oh, well, like best on Premier League, though.
Yeah, the playoffs. I remember that.
Yeah, and just a good day. Shame I didn't have any money to get a ticket then, but magic. And it was actually a banging finish. Vaz in the final against Blackpool. Colton Cole with the amazing sliding tackle as an assist.
Right, this next one is one of the funnier moments in football. I think we'll all potentially remember this.
Top work, James Mitchell, because the picture I sent you was naff.
Yeah, you was just as gash as Samir was at sending me pictures to us. I think I actually used most of the same pictures you sent. They were just all in portrait again and very small.
Yeah. Hey, I only had screen grab facilities whilst on the train. So this was Neil Ruddock, Ian Wright recreating the famous Paolo Di Canio push on the referee. And I just found it hilarious. I was like something witty and interested at football, because all then you had like people just run off with one hand in the air back then, didn't they?
Only when they scored 260 odd goals.
Yeah.
That old boring.
Most people, there weren't nothing too outrageous back then, was there?
Nah, there wasn't. But all celebrations get boring when you see them that many times.
Oh my God, you've got your time's coming. Anyway, this was just outrageous, and I found it quite funny because, like everyone at the time, I found it hilarious when Di Canio pushed over the rep. Obviously, it's wrong, but it was funny, and especially funny because the part where Winterburn runs up to him to have a go, and Di Canio turns around and Winterburn goes, and then obviously West Ham signed Di Canio as soon as his ban was done, which made this even better.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because maybe they knew that there was something in the offing with him going there, or?
Nah, this was done. So, say if Di Canio done it on a Saturday, I think this was done in the midweek after.
Oh, okay, fairs.
So it was proper red hot topic, and I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
By the way, Ian Wright banged like 14 goals for us that season as well.
Yeah, proper footballer. One that I always wished had played for us for a bit, to be fair. Right, this last one, I'm going to let you just run with it, Stocks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I just I said I wanted to do the positive things and the celebrating, and no one does. I was just saying about the olden days with the hand up, or people just. Well, Antonio celebrated everything like it was a joy, and although he toned it down when it got to the VAR stages of Prem, but just someone who enjoyed and had a laugh in a game that gets increasingly serious, and no one. It's all about money and outcomes, and you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Not the best player in the world, but someone that give everything and just had a laugh and enjoyed it. Like the cardboard cutout is hilarious. I was at that game, didn't see that come in. The various different dance moves, and obviously that one again messing up Tottenham's big day at their new stadium, being the first team to win there. What the hell was that about? Waving that absolute weapon around. But it's just funny. He just didn't care, and yeah, just some enjoyment in football. We don't see enough of it. We see amazing footballs these days, but how often do you see someone just enjoying it and having a laugh? And I thought I'd end it in a bit more, well, like I say, I wanted to be positive for once. But you don't get more positive in football than Antonio.
No, you definitely don't. Good place to end on yours. Oh, look, returning Iniesta Wijnaldum.
Let's go.
Big up. Good to see you back.
Big up, Iniesta.
The man with a fantastic name. Right, I suppose it's time to roll into my one, I suppose. And let's do it. Sorry, people. Spoiler alert, there's a video coming. I didn't realise that was going to play straight off the bat. Right, so starting here, because these are the two reasons why I support Newcastle. I remember watching Match of the Day after brothers, uncles, cousins, friends, all telling me who to support, and me being as stubborn as I am, decided, no, fuck you all. I'm picking my own team. And I ended up with Newcastle, which has been both glorious at times, but terrible for most of the time. And it is literally down to these two. I remember watching Match of the Day. It was an FA Cup Match of the Day. I'm pretty sure we played someone like Rotherham. And these two were just incredible. And I was just like, right, that's my team. And my brother turned around to me as I said it and went, you're never allowed to change. And I never have. So, yeah, that's the story behind Peter Beardsley and Andrew Cole. My next one.
Can't go into too much detail on Beardsley these days.
What's that?
Can't go into too much detail on Beardsley these days.
Yeah. He's done so. He's done some things that make me question telling that story these days.
Yeah. Andy Cole though was mustard.
Yeah. Well, until he started making music.
I thought that was all right. Him and Wright done that.
Yeah,
How many goals did he get that season?
This was before the season. We wasn't even in the Prem at the time, which is why I remember it was an FA Cup Match of the Day. But the season in the Prem, I think he got 46, something silly like that. Between them, something that season, they got like 62 goals between them in all that season.
I think you won it and West Ham come second.
It's just bonkers. Absolute bonkers how good they were for us. Rolling into something a little bit more recent, this day. It was spoke about for months and months and months beforehand. This was the day we finally got rid of Mike Ashley. And I've picked this picture because it has no reference to Saudi in it whatsoever, because it wasn't about Saudi coming in. It was getting rid of Mike Ashley, which was made this such a monumentous day for Newcastle. Because for so many years, he held us back. He did the free advertising for Sports Direct, didn't want to compete, just wanted to stay in the Prem, oversaw 2 relegations, and Newcastle fans just wanted him gone. And this was the day it happened. And we haven't really looked back since, to be fair. But this is the key moment that is behind the build to success that we've had over sort of the last 3 years. And I remember every single day leading up to this for about 6 months, I was on different forums checking up to see what was going on, whether there was any news. And then all of a sudden, bang, it was done. There was a video of Amanda Staveley walking out of some office saying, "Yeah, it's all done. It's all signed. We own Newcastle United." And yeah, what quality. It's one of the days that I wished I was closer to the northeast so I could have been there. But yeah, what a day. I don't even know what order these are in.
That was a very inappropriately large flag, can I just say?
Well, we don't do things like Arsenal do with like half-baked tea towels as tifos. We go all in. We go all in when it comes to that. Right, this next one. I've done the right again. Jesus Christ. Bobby Robson. He's an absolute icon of the Northeast, and he is, at the time, he seemed like a manager that was miles out of our reach. And I don't think many Newcastle fans would have thought it was a serious thing if people said we were getting Bobby Robson just because of where he'd been, what he'd done, the teams he'd managed. He'd been to Barca, he'd been at England, he'd done all kinds of stuff on the continent. And then he came back to Newcastle. And again, he made us, he was the last, that was sort of the last joyous time that we had as Newcastle fans, really, up until recently, because we had such a good team. We got into the Champions League back-to-back 2 years in a row. We had that weird double group stage where we was out the group stage, but then back in another group stage that was twice as hard. But we'd like some of the players we had that he brought in, players like Gary Speed and others like that. Yeah, it's just such a good man, such a great manager. And rest in peace, Sir Bobby Robson. Oh, this one. I say that Bobby Robson was the last fully joyous time. We had one season under Alan Pardew where we somehow had these three playing up front for us. And Stocky will know that Patton Ben-Arfa was like one of my favourite players to watch. I would sign him no matter who I was on FM. Every single time I played the game, I was signing Patton Ben-Arfa. And then out of nowhere, he was a Newcastle player. And we signed him for like £5 million. And it was like proper kid at Christmas stuff for me. I just couldn't wait. I wanted to have a shirt. I never get names on the back of shirts, and I wanted a shirt with his name on the back. I wanted it all. And it was just like I thought this was the moment that we were actually going to transform and be like a really good side. I think we finished 5th, got into the UEFA Cup, but I don't know what it was behind the scenes. Something went wrong, and he didn't end up staying around for too long. Steve Bruce came in, and he was made a mark. We loaned him to Hull because Steve Bruce couldn't get him playing. We loaned him to Hull City. That sentence makes no sense. That Newcastle loaned Hatem Ben-Arfa to Hull City. Yeah, but these three, absolute joy to watch. Some of the goals they scored, like Cisse went on that mad run when he first came in, scoring like 13 between January and the end of the season. Some of them the most bonkers goals you'd see. Ben-Arfa.
Chelsea one.
Yeah, the Chelsea one, had so much. So the first goal in that game, I actually think is even better and is massively underrated. Comes into his feet, he takes a touch on his right, which bounces up about knee height, and he swivels on his left and smashes it in the far top corner. Unbelievable goal. Demba did similar things. There's a goal where Tiote clips it over the top and he swivels, hits it on the volley. I have to apologise for Stocks on that one because we stole him away from them. And I'm going to apologise to Jack briefly here because Hatem Ben-Arfa scored one of my favourite goals against Bolton that Jack loves seeing on Twitter over and over and over again. But yeah, what a front three to have. And in a lot of the dark times that we had under Ashley, this was one of the rare moments that we was actually a quite decent side to watch, to be fair. Right, we've had some good moments. Let's get on to something a bit more bonkers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I could not do this without putting this moment in here. So we're getting absolutely spanked by Aston Villa. And the story behind it is Lee Bowyer kept not passing the ball to Kieran Dyer. And then in the end, Kieran Dyer just had enough and they squared up and actually full on had a fight on the pitch and got sent off. There was another moment in this game which will also go down in people's memory of Stephen Taylor pretending to be shot after he handballed the ball on the line. So we did, in fact, go down to 8 men. But yeah, we got absolutely hammered by Aston Villa this day. And this just like both of these got an absolute bollocking from most of the team after this.
I mean, so they should.
Yeah. It's crazy. I can't ever remember seeing two players actually throw punch each other on the pitch, like the same team as well.
Musso and Batty.
yes,
did it
yeah.
in the Champions League.
Fucking hell, they didn't. The champion. That is bonkers as well. But yeah, what a weird moment.
Stephen Taylor.
Yeah, I did say Sid say about the Stephen Taylor bit that he was the third man to be sent off in the game for pretending to be the ball hit his chest like he'd been shot when he clearly handballed it. Again, defied physics. The way he was on his toes like Neo and bending back. I don't know how he didn't do an ACL or something. But yeah, terrible acting, excellent mobility. Okay, a little bit more of a joyful moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if everybody's going to agree on this, but one of the most delightful goals to watch in the Premier League history. Yeah. This is the one that made it 5 on the night that we beat Man United 5-0. Philippe Albert, 25 yards out, just clipped it delicately over Peter Schmeichel. The downside of this is there was a quote after the game. I think it might have been Hall after the game came out and said, "Tonight we have watched the future champions of the Premier League." And he was factually correct because Man United went on to win the league, but I'm not sure that's what he meant at the time, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is probably still to this day one of the most standout performances I've ever seen any Newcastle side put on in any season ever. We were exceptional that night. Across the board, exceptional.
Sexy kit as well back then, mate.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite ever Newcastle kit.
The Newcastle brown ale.
Favorite. So 13, 15-year-old me, I had about 3 or 4 of these shirts because it was that good. I used to wear it like when we used to go to family parties, I'd wear it under a jumper so you could just see the top of the collar. And I thought I looked like the coolest guy in the place every single time I did it. I'm not sure it even looked good, but for me, I looked the absolute bollocks.
What a shirt, honestly.
Yes. There is a night that definitely tops this, though, for me. And it's this one. Again, I had to put this in there. So, St. James's Park, Barcelona come into town, and it's dreamland stuff for Newcastle fans. We've got Barcelona coming in, we've got Rivaldo and all kinds of players playing for them, and boy do we put on a show. I think we go 2-0 up. They pull one back. I'm pretty sure Sergi pulled one back. Faustino Esprilla's already got 2 at the time. Keith Gillespie is shredding Sergi down the right-hand side. Every time he's just knocking it around him and going. He's already whipped one in for Faustino to score. Then he scored a penalty. Then again, Gillespie shreds Sergi, whips it in. Esprilla 3-1. And then I think Rivaldo gets there second to make it 3-2. A little bit of an edgy finish, but what a night. Again, the only disappointing thing was that evening, I remember sitting there thinking one of the papers has to go with the headline of Tino in tune. as a little play on words for Tino in tune, and no one did it. And I was very annoyed when I looked at all the papers the next day.
He checked all the papers.
Yeah, I did. I checked all of them. I had a paper round, so I got to check them in the morning. Not one of them went through it.
So you delivered second-hand newspapers, basically.
He only looked at the sport. He was just looking at the sport for the teams.
So I used to get told off every single day after my paper round because I delivered to my own house on the paper round, and it should have been paper 4 or 5, and I always used to just keep it with me and read it on the whole way around, and it would come back like wet, creased, not in the right order, because I'm trying to keep it and read it while walking around delivering everybody else's. Yeah, so I always used to get a bollocking for that. Right, where are we next? My favourite season as a whole, as a Newcastle fan. This is promotion year. I believe it's 2017. So this is Dwight Gale banging in goals every single week. It felt like games were every other day. It felt like there was constantly, I was a day away from a Newcastle game and a day away from a win. And
proves my point.
Yeah. And I've said it previously on here that them little bits of joy that you get every week just from winning football matches, doesn't matter what league you're in, who you're playing. Yeah. You just can't beat it for having every single week. You think, right, I'm going to win. I've got two games this week, and we're going to win both of them. And it was such a good season. It's definitely my favourite season as a Newcastle fan, and it was in the Championship. So it proves it doesn't always have to be top level stuff. What side as well? Rafa Benitez, glasses in the pocket after every win. Every Newcastle fan loved that. Glasses off, into the top pocket, job done, away we go.
Yeah.
His tailor must have been fuming with him, though, to be fair. But...
next one. So this is where I believe this weird rivalry that Villa fans have got with us comes from. This is the day we went down must have been 20. So we came up 16, 17. We would have gone down 15, 16. So it was the day we got relegated, and it was Damien. No, is it Damien Duff? Someone scored a really shitty deflected goal against us. They beat us 1-0 last day of the season and got relegated. We got relegated, and they celebrated like they had won the league. There was banners like this around the. This is the day they did it as well, by the way. This isn't like the following week or anything. Like they brought banners to the game, expecting us to get relegated, and none of us. Like I couldn't understand where this rivalry had come from, and it was just bonkers. And yeah, it still annoys me to this day. Here you go. Ryan Adams corrected me. This was the first relegation rather than the one that I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
So this would have been Shearer in charge.
It's been going for a while then.
Yeah. So this would have been Shearer in charge, and I could never understand why they were so happy that we'd got relegated, and I still don't to this day. So yeah, fuck Villa.
I'm pretty sure the second time round, the next time you get relegated, didn't you take them with you?
I think we might have done. Yeah, the second time. Yeah, because the second time would have been Benitez managing as we got relegated, but he'd only come in late in the season, I believe. And then he stayed with us, got us back up, and stayed with us the following season. So the first one would have been around Andy Carroll times where we got relegated. Andy Carroll had a bit of a breakout year in the Championship. Then we came back up and funnily enough, smashed Villa at our first game back at St James's Park. I think Carroll got 2 and Barton got at least 1. I think Nolan got 1. So yeah, fun first game back. What we heard. So the next one is what we heard briefly when I switched it over. So we'll go with this again. So that is me at this moment. Full-time Carabao Cup final. I dumbfounded. I didn't even know what to do. I'm hugging random people, didn't know whether to jump up and down and scream. I was just stood in shock, looking at the screen, thinking this is actually happened. And it is my favourite moment as a Newcastle fan, because my whole life I waited for us to win a trophy, and that was it. And we did it against a team that were romping away with the league. It wasn't a shit house. We absolutely battered them on the day.
Yeah.
How got it perfect. And it was weird because even on here in the lead up on other channels, I was like, I'm quietly confident. And weird little things like Lewis Hall getting injured and me going on to shows saying I actually quite like Livermento's matchup with Mo Salah. It all kind of played out how it was playing out in my head on the lead up. And weirdly, on the morning, my Uncle Pete will vouch for this. I put on a bet for Dan Burn, Newcastle 2-1, and then bottled it on 80 minutes and cashed out. So Dan Burn, first goal scorer, Newcastle to win 2-1. I had a tenner on it, and I cashed out with about 15 minutes to go. And
It's a healthy profit though, surely.
Yeah. I put a tenner on. I think I ended up with 120, but I could have got about. I think it was about 560.
Oh,
yeah. So Newcastle were 2-0 up at the time. It just needed the Liverpool goal. But yeah, that is my full list, and yeah, I not really got much. Even just watching that video, then my eyes were going a little bit. I was like, "What the fuck?" I remember that moment like it was just yesterday, and I was just stood looking at the screen, thinking, "This is bonkers." I didn't think this was coming anytime soon. But yeah, what a fantastic day! But people, that has been our top 10s. This will potentially be a show that we run every now and again, where we do different styles of the top 10s. But for now, that is that. Unless, actually, Samir, you wanted to plug something.
Oh, yes. The picture's up.
Yeah, I've completely forgot to load them. So if you give me a minute, why don't you start explaining it now? Give me a minute and I'll...
Oh, okay. Yeah, a friend of mine has just started. Well, she's been doing it a while, but she's got now she's got her own page. She's doing, she does like designs for like websites and album covers and certain stuff. Yeah, so she's got her own page. So she just wanted me to. I told her, listen, I'll give her a shout out, and hopefully everyone follows her. And if they need anything like website wise or anything, posters, anything, she does an amazing job with her designs. Like I've seen her work with like certain artists, like doing her like album covers and stuff like that. So yeah, once Mitch puts the picture up, just like give her a follow if you need anything. Yeah.
Right, there you go. Samir's done his plug. That is Solito Studios for anybody that couldn't see, or if you couldn't hear us in the background as we were still talking. That is that. Anybody else for any more? No.
All good, thanks.
All good. Everybody's
all out till the season starts.
Yeah. Well, as usual, I will be back Wednesdays, 9:00. Well, 9:30ish probably. Spurs Kings TV, the rival show. As always, big up the guys that have been in the chat. Iniesta Wijnaldum coming back again. Chinks Phase on all social medias. Facts only. That's FAXX. And Kid and Chinks. Have a check out of some of his stuff. I'm telling you guys, it's hilarious. I watched one of his lives just the other day when I walked to get my hair cut, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. I was laughing so much. So out. But as always, we will see you next Sunday. Peace.
Take care, guys.